Hello. Ah, hey, everyone. Thanks for sticking by with us. My Elgato Cambling just died, so there was no video. But I'm happy to announce that we are here. There's 104 people here somehow, and I have a magical surprise. You may have seen it if you just tuned in. Long gone, long lost. Please give a round of applause, everyone, to the lost. Like, this is like kind of like Easter, you know? Jesus has risen from the grave, and with that has come Thomas.
Can you do like some John Cena music, like
Da, 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 da. I can sing it.
da, da, da.
That's all I have.
Hello.
How is stream? How is sound? Because I have had to set up everything from basically zero. My displays are completely wrong.
Typical MMO launch.
I don't know.
Are we on YouTube or Twitch?
We're only on YouTube right now.
Okay, that's fine.
I can go on Twitch in a second. Okay, chat is starting to pop in, which is making me happy.
I should have stayed good. What am I reading?
No, chat missed you. Why is this? Oh.
Your special guest. Applause, clapping. Thank you, guys. I'm back. I'm not alive. No, I'm not dead anymore.
He's here. I'm just gonna do chat for a second to make sure, because it's going to.
You are going to do chat?
It's going to go over me. I want to configure it. So
go have some fun.
Please talk about what you've been up to and what is the goal of today's live stream, because I think that's also in.
What is the goal? Well, you read the title, right, guys? We made an MMO. We started like a week ago, and we want you guys to play with us. We get some nice footage, so we can make a nice looking devlog out of it in the future, so we can talk about our amazing.
Before we get sued, I just want to say this live stream is sponsored by Planetary Processing, so we use their stuff to their networking and all of that, which is also part of what we're going to try out. If it all fails miserably, honestly,
well,
it's not our fault.
I mean, it might be. I just made something in a week. How good can it be?
We'll see how it goes. Okay.
I want loot boxes, daddy.
I have a chat box. Okay, perfect. How are we doing? Otherwise, audio levels and all of that.
I mean, I haven't heard anyone complain, so I assume it is fine.
Okay.
Found the itch.io link. Well,
okay.
You can't download it yet.
Can you update the itch.io link in the description in the meantime? It's still not live yet, but that is going to be, so the goal for today's live stream is we're going to play the game. And okay, let me open the itch.io page as well. Oh, this is going to be miserable, I think. Let us also, my Windows scaling is at 200%, which is miserable.
Break testing something. I hope so.
I feel like this is going to be a bit like Unicycle Pizza Time.
Unicycle Pizza Time was never meant to be played with a lot of people. This is meant to be played with a lot of people.
Yeah, let me actually.
Why MMO though? Why not? What is your point?
Because we've done the. We're collecting all of the genres. Remember? That should be.
Also, guys, if you refresh, or maybe the updates automatically, I don't know. In the description, there's now a link to a itch.io.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can download it yet, can you?
No, not yet. But we're just gonna talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, so you guys can take a look.
We're tasing you guys. Also, I just need a second to recover. Yeah. I haven't set up Twitch. Also, are we out of focus? I think we should be fine.
No, I think we're fine. It's just, I think the preview is pretty. Yeah, it's only something.
Okay.
All Gucci, I think.
I still haven't really taken a look.
There will be 20 games in 2 years at this rate. Isn't that the goal?
It would be nice,
but only if they're good games.
Let's temper expectations, guys, because I feel like.
What do you guys expect from me?
We maybe have been overselling all of this. Did you actually schedule a stream to be set at the same time as what's new in Unity 6.1? That was not the plan.
Wait, is it? Is it going down?
I think Unity 6.1 was coming out soon this month. So
okay.
Yeah. Guys, what happened? We have worked together with Planetary Processing before. They're very chill boys. Am I logged in on my personal YouTube or the Bite Me one? I hope it's the Bite Me. Okay. We actually did a video with them, Bite Me Games MMO. I think it was titled like making MMOs is easy now. Yeah, making an MMO has become easy now. Where last year I went down to develop Brighton and I made this beautiful video, if it wants to load, with the CEO of Planetary Processing. He's a lovely chap, Sam. What they wanted to do, and this is a great video, honestly, if it would want to load. They wanted to make it more easy to make MMOs because they believe that yes, you as an indie developer should indeed spend 17 years working on your dream project, but networking shouldn't be the main problem. Okay, we finally loaded. Man, I looked so horrible back with this event as well. Regardless. And now we were like, hey, we had a bit of time. Thomas, what have you been doing, honestly? Like, you haven't been streaming, you haven't been doing anything. So I was like, we're going to send you to the Wages life mines, and you're going to make an MMO for us. And the goal of this MMO, guys, this is not going to be the next World of Warcraft, but we want to test their infrastructure. We want to see, are they as good as they say they are? Because there was a very big difference between me doing this sponsored video and just like talking about how it would be ideally. You've now worked with Planetary Processing, like the software and all of that yourself. I do not have access to the Planetary Processing dashboard.
No, it's on my personal.
Oh, it's on your personal, so we can't show it?
Good question. Yeah, sure.
Also, Raja Corp, thank you very much for the 20-pound donation. Where's the seal? Do you know the seal lore?
No.
So.
Oh yeah, one of the ways I died probably.
Yeah, I think you were violently eaten by a family of seals. They did get fed, but luckily Easter happened and you have returned now.
Yeah, I'm the second coming of myself.
Yeah, so we were tossed. They came to us and they're like, look guys, we want to do another video with you guys, and like this is why the live stream as well. We want you to make an actual game. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, I'm not gonna make the game. That's Thomas's problem. And we needed a good way to showcase like what are we going to be making. And first I came in with the 3D space game, whatever. Like you've seen my prototype maybe if you were in another live stream. And he looked at me and was like, no, we're not doing that in a week.
Yeah, because for reference, we did not use any external library asset or whatever, only for art.
Yeah, this is a Cinti asset pack at the end of the day.
But what I really wanted to do was, what if I start from scratch and only use Planetary Processing? So I saw someone say, hey, I just import MMORPG, build MMORPG in 7 days, done. That's not what we did. And also...
does MMORPG have good networking in it?
No, I
think it's just more on the RPG part, right?
I mean, it does have multiplayer support, but last time I used it was like 5 years ago, and it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But
so basically, we looked around at what are some nice Cinti assets that we could find, and kind of to look, because the focus of this stream, it's not to have like a super in-depth everything. Basically, we just wanted a good setting. We wanted a oh god, what am I?
I'm noticing no Thomas, but Pope alive. Pope died. Thomas is back. Coincidence? Well,
I hope not. So does that mean that once we have a new Pope, you're gonna disappear again?
It would be funny if we did, but that's for a really
You're gonna disappear anyway. He back with a new girlfriend approved haircut. Yeah, since he started dating, like you guys haven't seen him since then, but he has been like more on fleek with how he dresses and all of that. So we looked at assets, and I think this was a pretty cool one where we wanted to make a Mad Max inspired MMO where there were some problems. We wanted a fast-paced vehicular combat because we're like, let's do all of the dead genres. Like, let's do MMO, let's do vehicular combat, like every genre that you shouldn't be doing. Let's do that for ourselves now because we're not going to actually, there's no Steam page for this or anything. We're not going to ship this into full-on production because that's not the goal here. The goal was really just to test out how does the infrastructure work. With that out of the way, how do we want to do this, Thomas? Do we want to just dive into it? Do you want to talk? I think maybe let's just try it out, or like.
I think we should just try it out because I assume in the devlog either you or me will be covering a bit of.
Yeah, I think we want to. Yeah,
but we can also tease it a bit here, maybe. But I think we go fully in depth when it's actually.
Yeah, there's going to be a devlog about this development process because when we say, hey, we made this in 1 week, he made this in 1 week during Easter. Whilst he also like.
I went like to amusement parks.
Yeah.
I also still had work the other day. So when we say a week, it's probably like 2 days full time.
Yeah, like the amount of hours is pretty limited. There should now be a download button on
there is.
The itch.io. You've linked the itch.io page?
Yes, it should be in the description.
Okay, I'm gonna
hit the download button, boys.
Are you too busy IRL with Suck Me Games?
Well,
this is
not with the games part.
This is a sponsor, so we shouldn't cover those things.
Not with the games part.
So I think I just have to start the game, right? Because people are gonna jump in.
Yeah, you can maybe join. And in the meantime, I'll...
You talk for a second while...
Yeah. So you guys won't be seeing this because, like you saw, we didn't really have that creative a preparation because, well, we were a bit late.
Yeah, and things are breaking.
What I will be seeing now is I'm going to go to the Planetary Processing dashboard. We will cover this in depth in the devlog. And what's really cool there is you have like an overview on what's happening in your world, and simulations all happen over there, which is really cool. So I'm extracting it, but in the meantime, I'm looking there. So anytime someone joins, I can see it, and I can see, like, for example, someone is already in game riding around.
Okay, yeah.
Someone is whooshing around.
So we have this very simple, like, choose your vehicle, basically. We had more scope creep ideas. I'm going to hide ourselves for a second. You can enter your name. You can select your vehicle. We have a whole bunch of vehicles. I wanted 6. You were like, I want 8. I don't know which is my favorite one. And you can spawn in. We've gotten ourselves our own little, you know.
Yeah. And now there are 2 players, and also someone spawned a bomb.
Also, Thomas, why did I spawn with... there's a bug.
Oh, wait, what?
Why are all of these filled up? And why is my health not updated correctly?
Wait, what?
And why am I stuck?
Didn't you try? Oh, you probably DC'd.
Oh, I DC'd.
If you can't move, it's probably because you DC'd. And I assume it's something that I did wrong.
Well, we have you here. Are you... The people are moving though, right?
3 people are already in game moving around.
So it's not...
Right now, I'm recording how are they moving.
Okay, I'll put us back up so they can see our lovely faces.
Now there are 4.
Okay, so people are joining.
Yeah, and they are driving around, and I also saw a bomb being spawned.
Is there a way that we can log in on the dashboard on my computer?
I can see. I can put it maybe in the Bitwarden or something.
Yeah, because I think it would be really cool.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to see.
Because that's part of what makes this
cool.
Cool, indeed.
8 people are in game right now.
Should be back. And I am back as well. Okay, let's do
9 people.
Yeah, okay, now I'm not decent.
First,
people are spawning on me and just...
Let's 13 people. Let's first let people play it because I'm recording the dashboard now, and if people leave, I want like the coolest part where like a lot of people are playing at the same time. So I can talk about it for a second.
Okay, you can talk about it. I'll play it in the meantime.
The goal was basically, first we wanted to add guns, but well...
People are...
The guy was... he tried to ram you real hard, but just...
Yeah, I have too big of a car.
Yeah, you have a monster truck. What did you expect?
Yeah.
So, like a lot of scope things. First, we wanted to have like, ranged guns, basically, with bullets. To make it like a bit more chaotic, because now it's a bit...
It's totally not chaotic. Everyone is just spawning on top of each other.
we're with 20 players right now.
Okay.
Guys, if you want to know, there's an R button to respawn.
Yeah.
23 people. It's really cool to see, look.
Wait. It's really cool, yeah. Great thing that I can show it to the live stream.
Yeah, but we will show it like after we've seen the most people. So once I see a player dip, I'll take a look.
Okay, so is this hosted by a player or a server, Thomas?
This is hosted by server. So, for example, with Unicycle Pizza Time, we used Steam networking, but one person was always a server. So what was not fun there was when I played with Marnix, we had a lot of bugs when I was client and when I was server. It's probably my poor coding skills. Whatever.
Yeah, we had that in Magical Girl Guardians as well, where for server, the game worked perfectly.
But sometimes for client, it wasn't updated properly. So what's really cool here is,
you can do
if it works on my PC and I see it in the Planetary Processing server, then you know it is working properly.
Speaking of working properly, guys, this is a sponsor stream, but hey, I don't know how much testing Planetary Processing has been doing. I feel like the sync is starting to suffer a little bit.
I mean, it might just be my poor optimization skills, because every player is being tracked every frame, where they are and so on.
Oh, God.
So it might just be me doing it not properly.
Yeah, do we have client prediction and interpolation at all?
We know.
Yeah.
I know that Planetary Processing said they were working on it.
Yeah,
have like an official implementation.
It's 4 dudes, I think, working on this thing. Like, this is still in development. They have a whole roadmap and everything.
People. But first of all, what's really cool here, I think, is I tested it with you.
Yeah.
And it just worked.
Yeah, it was very easy to get the initial setup done.
And also, I remember they wanted to have like a call with me to say like, hey, we'll explain how it works so you can get started quickly so you don't lose time in your 1 week dev cycle. And we had like a call and we were like, oh wait, you've set everything up. And I was like, yeah, it was pretty self-explanatory. It was like press a couple of buttons
Yeah.
30 people. But I
Okay.
see, for example, that certain chunks are red, so I assume they are not very healthy.
How much more do you want to record? Because I really want to show this to our 160. This game is called Rust Realm as just like
Okay,
a temporary name.
I'll do stop recording and
The
I'll see.
pitch is we just wanted a prototype of a Mad Max MMO RPG kind of. So there are actually, I don't think anyone has like done it. There's like little quests and there's like a little indicator that you can see. Oh,
Want me to send it to you on Discord or put it in Bitwarden?
put it in Bitwarden. Don't Discord me anything because it may show up. Okay, now we're seeming to run into some DC things.
Yeah, but like I said, I assume it's because I did not proper optimization. Because, for example, when everything, for example, a real cool thing is you have the item boxes, a la Mario Kart, and when it's collected, the server knows, and the server knows when to respawn.
Yeah.
And that is then updated to all clients.
Oh,
So
I
all the
can't move
logic for
anymore.
that is on the server.
You just have to Alt F4, by the way, if you do get stuck. We are using Planetary Processing, Mehmet. If you want to know more, their description also features more. We're going to make a full devlog about this as well. We're going to talk about what is happening here, because like it's not going perfect. Okay, hand in the air. We didn't know how this was going to happen, but now we know. I think definitely we're going to sit together with the Planetary Processing people and also be like, hey, what did we do wrong here?
Yeah, because I think it's interesting to know for the devlog, but I already know what they're going to say, kind of. Because I
you
know
wrote shit code.
no, they're probably going to say you should do like something client-side prediction. Because even when we were playing with two, you sometimes said it was jarring, and that's
Yeah.
because you can control how often your server updates. They call it a tick because you have simulations, and it's now set to 30. So 30 times a second, everything is updated.
Why does it not want to? Trying to log into the dashboard so you can show the cool stuff. Because that's like everyone can make a networking package.
Not working?
There's just like one
okay.
server. How about we?
Yeah,
swap?
there's one server.
And no, I mean like
Positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll explain.
you can give a walkthrough. We'll do the switcheroo.
So what's really cool here is we have our cool thingy set up, and if you then go here, you get your map. So if you zoom in, because we have a massive world. This is what's happening.
I know the environment gets
35 people.
Slinky. So 35 people. You can
36.
see like where the crates, for example.
Yeah.
As
So
well.
what I did is every crate is a orange box, and then the player uses a player icon basically, and those are what they call entities. So if you go to the editor, now you can see our backend code, which is very complex, of course. So what I did was, for example, you have a bomb. Too many player messages. So we're sending too many messages.
Okay.
I assume we're just hitting a limit.
This, guys, is why we suggest you not to make an MMO, because then you run into these issues of, well, how you like this worked perfectly with two people.
Yeah, but I think that's what I mean. Like, this is how I implemented it, because they work with like tens of thousands of people.
Yeah.
I have 35 and my netcode is breaking. I did netcode, my code, because I didn't even write netcode. But something that's really cool here is, for example, here a message. So when a player says, "Yo, I spawned a bomb," I just said real quick in an if statement, "Hey, if you have a spawn bomb, then move the bomb entity that is created here to these coordinates," and that's where you know where the bomb is in the world.
Yeah.
And then you see that on the map as well. And then there's another one. It's that if someone collided with a bomb, we just remove it.
Yeah.
And then, for example, when we initialize, there's a bit of code here, and that's basically where the item boxes are. So I made something like where it's in a grid, but with some random offsets, and you can then, basically re-simulate it. And then for the item boxes, for example, you have something where it's like, hey, you have a state that you track. It's either respawning or active. And if it's respawning, then you have a timer that's running. So once again, it runs constantly in the background.
Yeah.
And then it respawns.
Yeah.
You're laughing. Someone said something funny.
No. Also, Lua, people are like, oh, it's Lua, that's why it's like. I wanted to say, by the way, because that's one thing we haven't mentioned as well. We were using Unity.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can notice that. If you're a Godot bro,
Yeah.
you can make an MMO in Godot. If you really want to never make money, you can do that. That's the pretty, like the good thing about this being a Lua backend They support a lot of language engines like Unity, Godot.
Yeah, basically every big
Unreal,
one is supported.
Love 2D and Default. So basically everyone, like, I don't think you can make an MMO in Game Maker, but everything apart from that, you can do a lot of things with this. Setting it up, I think, yeah, there's just like one game object in Unity, but then there's similar things for Godot and whatever. That's your server, and then it's pretty easy to set up from there.
Yeah, so they have Unity, Godot, Default, Love, and Unreal, like you said. They have like quick start tutorial. And can I do something maybe stupid?
I'm gonna, whatever.
Okay, I'm going to make a new game. I'm going to show something because I think it's really cool.
Okay.
Because they have like a default thing you enable, so you can set a chunk size. I set the chunk size here massive because I didn't want to deal with all of those things. And what's really cool here is, so you create it, and you think, oh, it's going to be complex.
Whatever. Yeah, we're not doing chunking and things like that as well.
Yeah. So they do it automatically. You don't have to handle it yourself. Okay. But I just didn't want to handle the code of where it's like chunking. I'll show it.
Will they have renpy support, do you think?
I doubt it. So I created a game. I didn't write anything yet. I could just click start. And what's really cool here, they have like a preset thing, and they just created. So this is what they just simulated in the background.
Yeah.
And what you will see then is, if you give it a second to load, because the simulation is just booting up. You have like entities, and you have like a cat, a player, a tree. So you can see they are initializing chunks. And you can see there are 20 cats here.
Yeah.
What you also notice is it was big, and now it became smaller because some chunks were set inactive because no player was in there. So that's also really cool. And if you then look a bit closer, or you can click on a chunk to zoom in, you see the cats are moving around. So those are all NPCs on the server, so to say.
Yeah, that's one thing we didn't end up implementing, I think, but it's something that they did look at, because you can do like NPCs that keep running in the background and all of that.
I mean, our item box is kind of an NPC. It just doesn't move.
Okay.
And it's very basic.
Yeah.
It's the same entity system that they use behind the scenes. But what's like here it's a cat, but in your game it can be Old Man Marnix, who's the final boss of your game, who respawns every so often in a dungeon or whatever. Yeah. And you can see the chunks became smaller again. But for example, if I were to join this game and I was walking outside of range, the next chunk would be automatically loaded.
Yeah.
And what's then really cool is you have your code here in the init, and that's basically when a chunk is created, you can do code. So that means, in theory, you already have an infinite world right now.
Yeah.
Because you just walk to the next one, and your chunk gets loaded, and that's then all the trees get spawned automatically based on the logic you set.
Yeah, the mouse is not confined to the game screen. That is indeed a bug that I encountered as well, proxy duck. And
I mean, I assume there are multiple bugs because it's a...
The server didn't save my quest progress. I think we're not tracking that even.
No, we're not tracking.
I think the quest is just random.
I mean...
How are we... Can we go back to our own game instead of this demo project to take a look at how... Because people are... I drove off the map. You can press R to reset normally at any point.
So there are still 14 people.
Okay, so probably
most
one
people
person dropped a bomb.
Yeah, so one person dropped the bomb. So that's also an entity.
Yeah.
It's basically the entity gets created, in this case the bomb, and the bomb then says, okay, if I don't explode after 10 seconds, I explode myself.
Yeah.
And if someone collides with me, I also explode.
Yeah, so don't drive into bombs if anyone is playing and driving bombs. This is basically multiplayer notepad. Yeah, so
we can see. Can we see? I don't, because I think we had like a peak of like 35 or so people, which I think is pretty fun already for like a first test. And you can have here like a dashboard where you can see everything. So also chunks. So for us, it's basically the only chunks here. But imagine if everyone drove in another direction, then the chunks would increase as well.
Yeah, so the thing with vehicles like driving off and like are not working is basically that the server like validates if your connection with the server dies. You can't move and things like that anymore. That's also something we changed because there were some issues.
So we had to take some shortcuts to make this work in a short time frame. One of the biggest ones, I think, is that we are not using server positioning, like server authorized position. So this is something we also did for Unicycle Pizza Time, where what the client sends is the truth. Yeah. And that's, if you make an actual MMO, you probably don't want that.
Yeah, because then cheating is going to be to the wazoo. Like here, we can't, like, you can't force spawn bombs if they're not supposed to be there. You can't add currency.
Yeah. but here everyone can do anything. Basically, you just have to send the right message. So that is something to take into account. But like out of the box, I think they have there's like a boolean in Unity, but it's like use server positioning.
Yeah.
And that's basically what you do for. I did it for everything except for the player, where it basically means the item boxes are completely on the server, and we just render them in our world.
Yeah. You
And-
pull the data basically.
Yeah, and they define where they are. So if
we already have a higher all-time peak than overtime anomaly.
wait, really?
I think overtime anomaly wasn't as high. I mean, this was like 35 or something.
UPT is still the
UPT
goats.
is still king. So are we now making an MMORPG unicycle
Unicycle game.
delivery
I mean,
game?
it would actually be funny to make, but
No. Unicycle pizza time was already so janky. I don't want to.
yeah, but people
Add
love
more.
the jank.
Yeah.
And it's clear that that I make the best games and bite me.
So I feel like maybe on purpose, depending, like Planetary Processing is gonna send a Zamboni to just drive over you again after this live stream.
Please don't make a unicycle MMO game.
I have no idea which way the triangle is pointing. Your camera will change. The triangle should go up, and then you're going towards the
The
target.
triangle, yeah, it's basically you have like delivery zones. It's like the green thing.
Yeah, we wanted quests.
Yeah, so you have a quest, and
Do I have? Is this restaurant?
you have two restaurants.
I have 2 instances open. That's a bit crazy.
So yeah, the arrow is basically pointing to where you have to pick up or deliver your cargo.
Yeah. Oh, someone dropped a bomb.
Yeah,
I do
two
think-
bombs
Ooh, 2 bombs.
in a row.
Yeah. Are we syncing like health and things like that as well?
No,
Okay, so you can still kind of cheat.
I mean, I do send it to the server, but the server does not notify when we die. It's just basically like, again, it's a shortcut.
Spellbinding Games in chat wrote like UPT, but it is factions. We should do like Pizza Hut versus Domino's. Like you choose one of the guilds. Like you choose the
God.
Papa, I don't know,
Papa John's.
Papa John's, Little Caesars, and then you have the colored unicycles, and then I don't know what you deliver pizza. There's other stuff to do. When is the gameplay? You can play the game again if you want.
When is the gameplay? So
I think it should be better now because the initial peak has died down a little bit.
So you have your little carry. You can start the game, and you basically get a quest in the top left. You're still broken. Did you use the correct build?
What do you mean I'm still broken?
Your health and so on is broken.
I think it just insta-DC'd.
No, because I think I can move, so I can collect it. Basically, wait, my arrow is pointing completely the wrong direction.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, you're
because
just DC'd,
You're
okay.
DC'd, so it didn't pull the data. I think if you just restart it, it should run again.
Where did you put it? Oh,
Okay. After playing the game for hours, I think I don't like it. I can accept those things.
where did you unpack it?
Restaurant.zip. That one? Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you extract it?
Oh wait, is this the old build? I'm running the old build.
Yeah, that's why I was like, are you running correct?
Let me re-download Restaurant. Give me a second.
Yeah, you can take your time.
Download the latest build. Oh,
Don't extract it.
I don't extract it.
Living on the edge.
Yeah, I saw someone in our Discord was like, "Oh, I want to stress test my own MMO game." I think it's pain and suffering. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we're back. How old are you, Thomas?
26.
What a boomer!
Boom. Okay, now it's working.
Oh, someone's
Bruh.
sponsoring.
Can you not? The guy like straight on me, and he's like so big that I can't move. So those are the janky things that are basically required. So
Also, non-MMO related things that I've learned from this project. Vehicles are a pain, but like an absolute pain to get to handle.
wheel colliders are a pain, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, in the top left, you get a quest. So we have to secure a rare VHS from a looted video store. So we have like an indicator, which is like, this is where you have to pick it up.
Yeah, so it's
you
gonna be like over there.
Yeah, so we just go there.
you
have like a crate, so I've got bomb and I got a boost. If I do shift, I get my boost. If I press space, I drop the bomb. So you can see I dropped the
Bomb
bomb.
explode in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, or if someone drives into it. You have health, so when you collide with a bomb, you take damage. Like I said, normally you wanted to do something like combat-wise, so it's a bit more action-packed, but we didn't get to it.
We had a lot of plans. There are definitely some limitations as well. I think one thing That's there was a limitation, or I don't know, maybe after this live stream they're gonna look into it. It's like speed, because we wanted bullets originally, and on that they kind of gave us a.
Am I stuck? No, I'm not stuck.
Cool. The asset is the Polygon Apocalypse UI. This is all Cinti assets. This entire game is just Cinti assets and Planetary Processing assets. This is the Cinti demo scene, and we just nuked half of the buildings because you just got stuck on them. And then the UI is also just Cinti one as well. You can't see the username, Seamus. That was on purpose. Yeah, Thomas, why does the rotor work even when you're not moving? The answer is scope creep and the fact that we had to first make the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's the entire reason.
Do a cool jump. You have 2 boosts.
Oh, okay. You mean the ramp, right?
I don't care. Just do something cool. Whoa. No, that was kind of underwhelming.
I was almost doing a flip. What do you mean? And now I'm stuck. Oh, I'm not stuck.
Ooh, are you?
I'm not stuck.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, so something that I learned, I mean, I kind of knew it already from another prototype we made, but that's like you said, like wheel colliders in Unity are like a pain. I know you have like assets and you can do it like other with
Ooh, look at the guy dodge.
Your own logic.
Ooh, this guy has been testing a lot. Oh, he does the 180 flip.
I like this car the most.
This is the one you tested the most, I guess.
Yeah. But like that's one of the things that I learned is like I spent so much time trying to make the car handleable.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think for real, 70% of dev time was trying to make the car drivable so it doesn't constantly get stuck everywhere. And then you like if you drive with a truck, you get stuck everywhere nonetheless because like a little bump, and yeah, you just don't fit. So it kind of makes sense in the end, but it's not fun.
I think one thing as well is this game can definitely be a hit once polished up nicely. This is not going to be Bite Me Games' next game.
Nope.
I'll tell you that already.
No, but what I liked about this project was we've worked with Planetary Processing in the past, and we were like, hey, what they're doing is great.
Yeah.
And now we worked with them, and I can still say, I think what they're doing is still great.
It's not perfect, as you can see.
Yeah,
but they have like a whole roadmap. Like this is still.
I mean, you say it's not perfect, but I am pretty sure like 95% of the issues are basically me doing it quick.
Yeah.
So honestly, from what I saw, like everything that they did or their part worked great. Like I also joined their Discord, and when I had an issue, they were like instantly replying.
Yeah.
And I saw they do the same.
They have a really good Discord. There's a link down below in the description if you want to just like, you don't have to immediately, like that's one thing, it's completely free as well if you're up to 10 people, so basically all of development, there's no issues, like you don't have to pay anything. They have a really good Discord community. I guess connection FPS are pretty good. Car handling and getting stuck everywhere is shitty. That's our fault. That's
so you can see where they did the heavy lifting and where I fell on my face.
I think definitely we could have done like another solution and like gone with the approach of making more of, the Cinti Polygon Kingdom asset pack. Yeah. But that felt more generic. You wanted to do something more, and it definitely bit us a bit in the butt because
cars are a lot
because there's way more movement as well, way more syncing to do. Yeah. And then indeed that prediction, if you're just moving like at a regular speed.
Here the car, that's like you see the wheels move. I decided to also sync the wheels. I'm not sure why I did it, but I did. You can see it's working flawlessly, basically, in my opinion.
Yeah, that they're synced and all of that.
Yeah, and that's when it's not optimized at all. I think you can write this a lot better.
Oh, we're gonna explain.
Oh, this guy's trying to make me.
Oh, is it broken?
Hey. I made that guy happy.
Yeah, he was trying to kill you.
I probably should make the collider a bit larger because it was like you have to exactly hit it in the right spot.
Yeah. Because, one of your dream games has always been to make an open world MMORPG, whatever style game. Should have made a Mad Max UPT. There's like a bunch of like post-apocalyptic delivery games at this point. I guess it was kind of, but they're like side view 2D ones. That wasn't really the whole thing. So after this stream, we won't see this game anymore on the channel, and servers won't be up anymore. I think servers are going to be up eternally, right? Because that's what they are hosting, and that's the whole MMO aspect.
Yeah, I won't take it down.
Yeah, we can.
I assume they won't take it down either, so you can drive around with it. But I don't think it's going to be that much fun on your own. Yeah. I decided to open the Discord again because I wanted to see how many players there's still in game.
Yeah, so how is the server hosted? I think they have a few data center locations. I'm not sure. They definitely have one in the UK because they're UK based.
I mean, that's a great thing. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh, shit. Why are 2 people now? That was my bomb. Hello, guys, and what the fuck in 7 days? That's insane. Well, Anubis, I think you need to play the game, and then you'll.
Yeah.
The goal here was definitely to learn about
how they worked, and also, in a way, it's also a bit of a stress test for them, I think. And I don't mean stress test in quantity or whatever, but honestly, what MMO have you ever seen where vehicles go 200 kilometers an hour?
Yeah, Crossout isn't an MMO. I think you definitely need to do more special. Like I think like tick rate being 30.
Oh, you can change it.
Yeah, but
It's
even
like just a setting.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of stuff that probably if you go high speed, you need higher tick rates and whatever. I saw indeed that you can configure tick rates.
Here, tick rate.
Yeah.
You can just change it. And you don't have to change it in Unity as well. So they're like synced, and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for example, one of the things I didn't do, which I was actually planning to do, but I kind of forgot now I think about it, is when we get a position update from the server, we just immediately go to that position. We don't even lerp between anything.
Yeah,
like,
you just get. That's why we have the jittery movements.
Yeah, that's like something like that will already make your experience a lot better. So like move, like you have your frame, you have delta time for your frame, just lerp in between it, and so it's always smoothly. So I think those are like quick wins if you wanted to continue on this.
Oh, apparently your processes don't get shut down correctly once you close the game.
What do you mean?
Like each start of the game, a new process starts in the background. Therefore, you can't delete the folder before you end the process. So there's a process still running. That is actually the crypto miner that we installed because the sponsorship didn't pay us enough. So we are now mining BTC.
Good question, but like...
Or is it Unity? We're using 6026. I don't know if that one has a problem. Doesn't just leave Rust Realm. How do you think they would handle 3D space, like height? That's one thing, because like your 3D dashboard is pretty and all.
They have 3D coordinates.
You have
see
3D.
the height.
Okay.
Yeah, it's completely 3D coordinates.
Okay.
Because for example, if you take a look at our lovely bomb, you can see you have move to. It's how you communicate to Planetary Processing where your entity is, and it's XYZ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, yeah. So are you now going to make your Witcher game? Like, let's say, like Greenlight, we can make an actual MMORPG. We're gonna make the Witcher 5 MMO. You think you have a better idea now of what to do, what not to do, and how to improve it?
I mean, I already have a better view, sure.
Mm-hmm.
And if we ever greenlit a project like that, I would not write the server on my own.
Yeah, we would use this or like something like that. Yeah, I don't think we would write. I wasn't assuming we're gonna spend a year on just writing the.
Scaling.
I've seen you try multiplayer with Magical Girl Guardians and Unicycle Pizza. That was one thing that I pitched to him as well. It's like, oh, can't we just throw Planetary Processing in Magical Girl Guardians? But
the answer was no.
Bullets are a bit more tricky. Also, once again, because of the speeds and then the prediction, right?
Yeah, but even then, I have like hard dependencies on Steam networking and Fishnet.
Oh yeah, like just ripping those things out. Yeah, but assume we didn't have those.
Oh, then you could.
Yeah, you think you could? Okay, yeah.
Because in Magical Girl Guardians, almost everything is done on the server anyway.
Yeah.
And I remember when you have, I don't know if you remember, but we were like 3 people, the one who was on the server, always at the lowest FPS, because they also had to do the processing from the other people, basically. Yeah. And that's how you basically fix it.
It seems to be a Unity bug that the processes don't get closed correctly. Fixed in 37 F1, but we're not running that. We're running 26 F1.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's give some more thoughts and ideas. The world is flat. That is indeed correct. That is factual. Have you seen the Blue Origin live stream? I think it would be easy with netcode for game objects to change normal entities to netcode. I don't know what that means because I am not a program. I just look pretty on camera. Do you know what it means?
I assume it's basically the same way Fishnet works. It's not
okay.
Like conceptually, at least from what I saw from it. There's like different namings and so on, but in like for a large part they are the same. And I also think for a large part they are different from what you do here.
Okay.
Because if I were to make a party game, something like what we did with Unicycle Pizza Time is not a bad option in my opinion. Where it's just Steam networking peer-to-peer.
Pure,
yeah, peer-to-peer basically. But if I wanted to make Fortnite,
Yeah.
like all the cool kids these days, then I would look for something
Can
like
you
this.
use this, you think, for non-MMOs? Like a Fortnite? Let's say you want to make a battle royale. You think you can run it with planetary processing? I don't know if this is supported or anything. Please don't kill me, planetary processing team, if you're watching me.
I would assume so, because I don't know how it works because I haven't used it, but they had like the Dimensions API, right?
Oh yeah, this was a new feature. They didn't
Yeah.
have this yet when I did the video last time. Dimensions is basically made so you can go inside of dungeons.
Yeah, and
So
here
you
they
have
say
your
creating
main-
separate dimensions for matches, lobbies, dungeons, or private sessions. So I just make a dimension
Yeah, and
for
then
every
indeed
game,
it's a
put
match.
100 people in there, and that's basically it. So yes, I think you could.
Yeah, I guess that we have a lot of multiplayer games that we can still make that, I guess. Yeah, okay, dimensions.
Yeah, and you can just, they have a warp method, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do it, and apparently here you can see default, and you will
Yeah,
have
the different
dimensions, so you can see that dimension.
Yeah,
That's
I
also
guess you
pretty
can
cool.
dynamically spin up a dimension for each lobby.
Yep.
I am not 100% suggesting you to make an MMO, but you know there are harder ways and
Also,
easier ways.
For a side note, they also have
This is also
physics
new,
support,
I think.
but it's in open beta.
Yeah.
So, for example, now every physics, all physics are handled in Unity, but you can do some sort of physics in your simulations as well. I haven't used it yet. I don't know how it works, but you can see you put things like velocity, whatever.
Can you pull up their roadmap maybe? Because that's one thing. They're indie developers just like you. I think it's gonna be somewhere else. Just go to like planetaryprocessing.io, and then you should find it.
Roadmap.
Because this is just like I said, a team of indies making this for other indies. So things like browser support, yeah, physics engine beta.
Well, they are on track.
Yeah.
Also, Q1 browser support, they are on track as well.
We looked into this, right? It
Yes.
was just more of an us problem, I think.
The thing is, if we properly want to release on WebGL, you want your install size to be small, because if you go on HIO, you have to download it.
Yeah. We just
we
put
had
in the
like-
entire Cinti asset pack, but
Yeah.
it's like 500 megabytes or something.
Yeah, and then HIO was like, bro, you're asking a lot of me.
Yeah.
But it should work. Storage update, global key value storage.
Man, it does bring back nostalgia for me. When I was like 11, I don't know the name. I played some shitty, it was a really shitty browser MMO.
Procedurally generated tools. Physics engine full release in Q2. HTTP API. Global systems impact the whole world.
I have no idea what that means. Global systems impact the whole world. Is it like weather?
I would assume something like day-night cycle or whatever.
Yeah, or like
I would assume. I'm not sure.
you can have a blizzard or something. Oh yeah, even the weather.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We should read, or a global chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Matchmaking makes sense. An open source version. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which can be self-hosted. This is such a baller move.
Why do indies not want to make money?
I mean, this is such a baller move, though. This is, you get a brownie point from me. I think that's really cool.
Normal video, make small games, sponsored video, make MMO. The thing is here, we're not spending a year.
Yeah, we spent a week making an MMO.
Yeah, it's still a small game. We're just smarter on what we do.
Chunk optimization and then ping optimization.
Our groundbreaking ping optimization system. Oh, so that's basically the load balancing. That's a lot of fancy words, I think, to write load balancing.
We'll look at the
median ping for players.
Cool.
So yeah, they're still very much actively in development.
Yeah, but I do think you can get started, and especially for like the core, I think you can make a lot already.
Yeah, I guess we say 7 days. This was not 7 days full time. This was you alone. I was just like, good luck, Thomas. Make this. Thank you very much.
And not even 7 days.
Yeah, I never played Club Penguin. It was like some very generic fantasy MMO that you just played on like mini clip, I think, or something. But yeah.
We are losing players.
We're falling off.
We have to make an update, a new content update, DLC.
Miss like the new region and whatever. We needed to add, if we wanted to make a true MMORPG, Thomas, we should have added skins and microtransactions. That's the next video, sponsored by Xsola. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's still pretty cool what we're able to do very quickly.
Yeah.
So Danny, dear, your next game is gonna be Hollow Survivors MMO, I guess. How is Lua, by the way? Because
I never used it in my life.
I've only known it from Computercraft, like the Minecraft mod.
I've never used it in my life before.
So
It was very unique because I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like reading their example, and it was like, okay, so that's how it basically works. And then it was just, so Mr. GPT, if I wanted to do this,
How
what
would
would be the syntax? And then he would be like, this and this, and I was like, okay, makes sense, and I could.
It's close to Java as well, right? It's very similar syntactically to Java, I think. Okay, never mind. No. I'm talking out of my ass.
Well, so Mr. GPT helped me with a bit of this because I was like, how do I do an if statement in Lua?
Yeah. Maybe
But
something.
it did work properly, so that's nice, I guess.
Something to talk about because I think this is like we didn't have these are the things we need to cover for this live stream or whatever.
Nope.
I do want to talk about their pricing maybe. Because
Sure.
if you go to the Planetary Processing main site, they actually have a pricing calculator.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
I think because that is one thing as well where you're hearing me.
Oh yeah, you can just press this button if you want to talk to someone.
You just go straight to the CEO, I think.
You want to try?
I think it's
Should we try it on stream? No. Everyone is going to be spamming him, poor guy.
Yeah, but basically the free tier, we did all of the development on the free tier. Only like 10 minutes before the live stream, we're like, oh, by the way, can you upgrade us so more than 10 people can join the server at the same time?
Yeah.
So during entire development, for the most part, you can just run it completely for free. And if you do want to, go into production, you can actually see how much the game is going to cost you. If you scroll down, am I?
Yeah.
No, here, yeah. I don't know how they're making money. Let's.
Yeah. How many realistically do you think you can?
Let's say 1,000. I think
that's already very optimistic.
I think if you have 1,000 active players, you're making bank. And then
okay, so how many minutes a day?
Let's do 100 and
100 hours.
Yeah, like 100 minutes. So every player plays 100 minutes. So that is like 100,000 minutes of actual gameplay. It's 150 pounds a month. Is that money? That is a lot if you're an indie developer. Yeah, but if you're having 1,000 daily active users, I think you have bigger problems than the 150. That book a call button would scare me away. Yeah, I think you can just get priced. And the book a call is more just if you have a specific use case.
Just join their Discord and you have like multiple people from the staff who just answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like they say it's themselves, like, hey,
it's
proudly low cost.
It's cheaper than self-hosting, but they do allow self-hosting at a later point, I guess.
Yep.
So. What's next? Boomer shooter, MMO, or anomaly shooter? I don't know how anomaly shooter. Yeah, I think we're not doing boomer shooters in general anytime soon yet.
I can ruin 9 people their life.
What are you? No, they're 9 of our most hardcore, dedicated fans.
I can either stop the game and they just get. Well, they won't get thrown out of it because I didn't implement that. They just would be DCing and then they can't move. But then I can do a reset of the simulation, and then you can see how every item box is in a new position.
Okay. How did you? Well, first off, Justin, don't spend the next 30 years on it. Spend the next 30 days on it. You've seen.
What do you want to make?
He wants to make an MMO for the next 30 years.
Optimistic.
The millennial urge to never make a phone call. How did you do the item boxes? Did you manually place them in the scene, or did you just populate?
Yeah, so
there's just a script to populate.
There's just a script to populate it, and I have like random offsets. So it's like create a grid and then a random offset in the grid. So if I would reset the simulation,
they would get spawned at different locations.
Yes. So I just said, yo, these are the coordinates in my actual game world in Unity. So I was like only spawn in that point because it doesn't make sense to spawn 500,000 item boxes.
Yeah.
Because I have a very big chunk size. Because you probably should make a smaller chunk because I made massive chunks.
Yeah, if you can see, like that's the entire world. It's a pretty big scene still.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can. If I would reset the simulation, then all the chunks would be reinitialized, and then this code would run.
But people wouldn't get disconnected, right? Because that's one thing, of course. You don't want to just DC people if they're in the middle of a fight, I guess.
I do think you get DC'd.
Okay.
Because I think what you usually have is, hey, we're down between
Oh yeah, that's
half
true.
an, for
Or
half
I
an
guess
hour.
if you use things like the dimensions, you can probably do like dimension-based resets or something. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Or like because even on like World of Warcraft, you have like multiple servers at the end of the day, and then some of the servers just get taken down.
Yeah, but I would assume they have something for this. Also, you don't always have to reset your simulation.
Yeah,
I can release something now, and you don't get DC'd. It's just this specific code is only executed when a chunk is generated.
Yeah,
and that's if everyone would leave these chunks, as far as my understanding at least, and they go all to these chunks, then these would get deinitialized, these would get initialized.
Yeah.
And then if someone revisits here again, the logic would execute again, is from how I understand it at least. Because that's how you can basically make infinite worlds. You do like the on chunk, when a chunk is generated, execute this code, and you just keep going to the left and you always spawn more things.
There's so many. Next we'll make an MMO Minecraft shooter or something.
Wait, people are saying that, or?
No, I'm just thinking, because like, you keep saying chunk, infinite world, and all I can think about now is Minecraft.
Oh.
So we need to find a new game.
You can make a Minecraft MMO, yeah?
But, no, Minecraft, it's like they have big servers. So I guess it's kind of different.
How big? 1,000 people big?
You can, Minecraft supports load balancing between servers. So you can get like the high pixels, or like 100,000 people can run it.
Wow.
Yeah, so maybe not a full thing. Yeah, same as you've like done 4 or 5 quests in a row. We did want to have something, but we had a week. Not even, we had like 20 hours to work on this game, I would say. Of like, we wanted to do things like, skin unlocking, because I think currency is something that you can also manage on the dashboard and all of that. We had a lot of plans, but we really wanted to keep the scope down as well before we find ourselves spending 5 months on this. Because this is not what we're going to be releasing on Steam anyway. We wouldn't make a vehicular combat game. You hit a bomb, now you're gone. That's
unless it's like the truck or the monster truck.
Can that one tank a bomb?
The monster truck can tank 1 bomb, and the normal truck can tank like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I know the normal truck is extremely beefy and tanky at least.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 HP when others have like 100. It's like, I have to test if it works.
It moves so slowly.
You also get stuck every 2 seconds.
Yeah, I get stuck all the time. This is just a problem with like the wheel physics.
Yeah.
Wheels are, we should have just made a generic fantasy RPG, and this problem wouldn't have been there. But that's the thing, this was like a pretty decent looking scene, and I was like, I don't want to spend 3 days on level design to completely redo it. It does have a tendency to get stuck. If you had to make a game where the central mechanic was driving or racing, what would the game be? I was thinking about this earlier. I would probably make some kind of like, because I was looking at the setting, and I think this idea of vehicular combat itself wouldn't work as well. I would make like a pod racing MMO or something. If we'll stick to the MMO, or like a pod racing game, like pod racing simulator or something, where you're, what's the planet name? Where
Naboo?
Is it Naboo?
No, it's the shitty one.
Yeah.
Tatooine?
It's Tatooine, yeah. Like where it's like day in the life, you go, you fix your like racer, and then you can actually go and race. I would probably do something like that. Because I was driving around the environment. I think that's cool. Gravity physics, if you want to float, I think is miserable. But yeah. We did see in-scene play overtime anomaly also, and we implemented all of that feedback. Because I feel like you can never go wrong with a pod racing game. Although, no, wasn't there this one pod racing game and they kind of got like sued by LucasArts and then had to shut down? Because Star Wars does not like it usually when you like do stuff with their IP or like too close to their IP. So yeah, I think other vehicular ones. I had an idea recently, but it's not multiplayer, of like a horror game set on a sailboat or on a container ship, one of the two. I'm not sure. I do think that there's some, thalassophobia is a big thing. But that's less driving or racing. What would you do? You have to make a racing game, gun to the head.
I would make...
It doesn't have to be cars, though. It just needs to be racing.
Racing or vehicle?
Racing.
Actual racing.
Wait, let me
Because it
check.
says driving or racing.
Driving or racing. So I think, yeah, racing.
Because this is not a racing game.
We could make it a racing game if we really wanted to.
I would maybe, it probably already exists, but I would make like a, Truck Simulator. I would make that an MMO.
Ooh, like Euro Truck Simulator?
And then have like an actual Europe simulator.
And then like you compete with the other delivery logistics companies. Oh, there would be an audience for that as well.
No.
Of course not, because that is not what we're gonna do. We're not competing with that. Yeah. My review for that viewer review stream, we've done one. Random King of the Hills.
Have you tried UMORPG? I have, but like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Or longer by now, actually.
But UMMORPG isn't Godot compatible. This is everything compatible. I'm wearing my shill hat. But I think generally now that we've used it, because, last year when we did the video with them, I wanted a sponsor for the event as well. Now I can 100%, if someone comes to me and says like, I want to make an MMO, first thing I'm going to say is like, are you sure you want to make an MMO? And if so, I would genuinely use something like Planetary Processing because I've now actually used it myself. I've seen all of it myself. The game does not work for me, Linux. Of course. We do not support Linux for this build. I'm very sorry.
I mean, maybe if you run it through Proton, we haven't tested it.
We haven't tested. I feel like it's. I don't know.
I don't know. It's not like
Motortown does it. People do seem to like the truck driving simulator MMO. But
yeah, I only have great ideas. But I'm first working on a better idea.
Yeah, I would just make Star Citizen. Have you seen how much money they've made?
A lot, but
we're gonna make indie Star Citizen.
Wasn't Star Citizen an indie to begin with?
Yeah, but we're gonna make it for real, and we're gonna release it before Star Citizen, most likely. Kickstarter coming soon.
I mean, if you do a Kickstarter and we earn over $1 million, we'll make it.
Yeah, I think.
Ish. I don't talk about scope, but I'll make something.
Proton did not work, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea for a game.
Mario Kart, but on unicycles. Isn't the next Mario Kart kind of gonna be open world, the Switch 2 one?
But I don't think it's open world. It's like you drive between your racetracks or something, right?
Yeah.
It's called Mario Kart World, but I think it was like drive between your racetracks. You're a unicycle company. I mean, we could actually make like unicycle pizza time, same physics in a racing game, and then you have like items where you throw.
But what do you mean same physics? There is barely any physics because we ended up scrapping the pushing each other over mechanic from unicycle pizza time.
I mean, like same controls basically.
Yeah.
And then like
Dodo, have you considered joining our Patreon at patreon.com/bitemegames for extra in-depth content? I'm gonna give you better return on investment than Star Citizen.
That's very true. You guys sound Dutch. Well, fuck you too. I'm Belgian.
Nou, we zijn toch helemaal niet Nederlands, jongen?
No.
We are from the good part of the Dutch-speaking world.
Yeah. We have beer and chocolate. You guys only have cheese.
I have a Star Citizen-like MMO idea. I think Star Citizen-like is like the worst possible marketing brand you can have. Unicycle.
UPT Fall Guys.
Oh, I haven't told you this yet.
Oh, no.
We got the voice lines for our next game.
Oh, the ones you sent in Discord?
Yeah.
I listened to a couple of them.
Yeah, but that's not the point. We're also getting English ones.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a UPT reference.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Another day.
Another pizza.
No, not pizza. It's something else related to the game. But I was like, this is too perfect. So we're gonna have an...
So it's all coming together in the
We're
Bite
also
Me
considering, we're
universe.
considering actually having the unicycle guy or the overtime anomaly guy, one of the two, be in the game.
I mean, I don't want to hate on Overtime Anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
But Unicycle Pizza Time is a lot more iconic for our brand than Overtime Anomaly.
So we'll see.
Okay. I'm going to take over the stream real quick.
So it's our
we released 2 games. Overtime Anomaly is by far the better made game.
Mm-hmm.
From my personal experience, and I am biased, Unicycle Pizza Time is the more fun game. There's a big difference, I think.
I think there's
Overtime Anomaly is 10,000 times more polished.
You're
than UPT.
making horror you're comparing horror versus co-op friend game.
Yeah.
As what is more fun?
Yeah, and I don't like horror games, so what's your point?
Will you do Next Fest on your next game? Yeah, Thomas. Are we gonna do Next Fest for your next
I'm going
game?
to leave real quick.
It's something we considered.
It's something we consider. So I don't know if by this time Marnix and William are completely convinced on my vision and my idea.
God, he's been working on Rust Realm, but before then,
I worked on your prototype.
Yeah,
you stole like 3 weeks of my dev time.
1 week.
Yeah, but then also Journey to the Peak.
Oh yeah, that was not a week. That was 2 days before we canceled that game.
Okay, maybe. You stole too much. But basically, yeah, I have a cool game idea. I think it's cool at least. I don't know if it's going to be cool.
The problem is scope. Let me tell you, it's
big.
cool, but he's like, oh, I can make this in 2 to 4 months.
Yeah, and then I made like a big task list, and I honestly think I overestimated most of it. But it says like 4 months right now. So if I forgot things, that's awkward. If I didn't overestimate things, that's also awkward. But I think it's the biggest game if we actually make it since Origins.
You want to talk about it, or
if you want, sure.
I mean, I have to be honest. I still don't fully believe in it coming to life. So maybe chat, you can be also. Wow, we are such noob streamers.
What are you doing?
It wasn't using the full.
Wait, really?
Width of the. We're
big boys.
I'm like, there's a permanent black bar here.
So what do you want to talk about?
I don't fully believe in your idea, remember? But it's kind of like, it's still too early to kill it, kind of.
Okay, how can I convince you? You're now with couples therapy, by the way. Welcome back.
First pitch it. I think this.
Okay, first pitch it.
This chat is not updating because people are interested in it.
Oh, okay.
So that's
okay.
Why.
So the idea. Wait, what is happening? Okay. The idea is basically a turn-based roguelite, where what is really important is basically itemization. That's where everything like revolves around. So you have a party of 4. You select which characters you pick, a bit like a Darkest Dungeon or whatever, and you start those 4 and you are battling against the wave. So it's a turn-based game, and you have like a speed stat, damage stats, a lot of different stats that are being tracked. Then you fight, you win hopefully against your wave, you get a bit of gold, and then a shop opens. Think the League of Legends shop. So, for example, how this idea came to life is we were playing one of the ARAMs, and Marnix was like, what if we made a game where like itemization and shopping is so important because in League it can make or break your game.
Yeah, so I'll give my pitch. There's this, I was scrolling the Everything app, and there's like this super niche subsect of like people who are like, yeah, buying this item as your first is like a 2% increase in like win rate compared to that. And we play a lot of ARAM, so like often we play the same champs, but then it's like, oh, do I just auto buy like always the same items? No, you want to look at, okay, what is my enemy composition? And focus more on that enemy composition and building toward against that, basically.
Yeah.
And I think that whole concept of you have the same party, but you have different enemies and you have to actually manage, like, buy the correct items in the right order and all of that could be a game concept on its own. And I was like, I just told you, like, I think this could be something, but I didn't have a real vision.
Yeah, and that's what I made from it.
And then he was like, yeah, no, I actually know exactly what you want, and I still don't fully understand it.
It's more what I want.
You have an idea at least.
Yeah, so basically, you fight, the goal is you win 25 waves. Every 5th wave you face a boss, and the first boss is unknown what you face, but is from a small subset only, like first wave bosses. Once you beat that, you get to see the other 4 bosses you have to battle in this run.
Yeah.
So that's the time you have basically another 20 rounds to prepare yourself to face those specific bosses. The idea is that they have
like very specific buffs and all of that.
Yeah, specific ways you have to beat them. You can have, for example, very simple, I'm not saying this is in the game, a plant that is super resistant to almost everything physical, but very weak against fire.
Yeah.
And if you then have a party where none of those things happen, well, it kind of sucks. But maybe you have an item that transforms your physical damage to 50% physical, 50% fire.
Yeah.
and so on. So the idea is more.
Yeah, but then you need to keep in mind you have 5 bosses, so you can't just hyperfixate on that final boss.
And also you have to estimate. For example, if your party is really bad against a specific boss, but it's in the in wave 15, you have to prepare for that one.
Yeah.
But you also make sure you have to beat the one at stage 10, right?
Yeah.
And what's I think is how I described it is there's a saying in Dutch where it's like you have to row with the paddles that you have. And here I was like I had this like when we were discussing with William, and it was like, okay, what if we take that point, because that's basically most of the roguelikes. You get randomized items, all those things. What if we take that concept, but say, no, you can choose your paddles. That's fine. But the sea we drop you in, that's what we decide. Yeah. So if you take a metal metal paddle in water, that's fine. If you put it in lava, oh, it's melting.
Metal?
For example, okay, that's maybe. Okay.
I
think a wooden paddle. Yeah. It's a wooden paddle. But you get the point. I will explain it very poorly.
Yeah, this is why we're not full. This may never see a Steam page. That's the thing that we're at right now, where he's like, I just need to make more of a game.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to come on next test, because that's just, the demo is going to be too early then.
The problem with a game like this is if you want to properly playtest this, it already needs to have depth. Yeah. And it has to be balanced. Because the biggest issue that I see with this game, and I think it's something at least William has also mentioned, is balancing for this is going to be so hard. Because the current scope we have is 16, what I call champions, like in League, where there are 16 characters you can choose for your party of 4. You then have waves of, let's say, 4 enemies, and you have 32 base enemies. So, for example, in the first 5, you only face a certain section, and then later on, more and more difficult enemies get added, and their stats get buffed every round to accommodate for the gold increase you have. And then we have 16 bosses as well, and 1 final boss is also what I want. Mm-hmm. So, that's a lot of scope, because if you want to test how fun is the itemization and the combat together, well, you have to have enough enemies and to see it. So that's the biggest issue.
For visuals and setting, it's gonna be...
Can I show a screenshot?
I don't think you've ever shown me a screenshot. Also, no? Please do not leak my Discord. Okay?
No, it's fine, it's fine. I not sent you images?
I don't think you've ever sent me a screenshot of this.
Or did I maybe put it here?
I also...
For the art style.
You just had your PowerPoint presentation you showed to us.
Yeah, but oh yeah. So this is my
to look through every single image he has ever sent to me.
Yes. Why isn't it working? You can set multiple filters normally, right? Oh, here has image. Give me a second. So that's a bomb. That's planetary processing. That's a 1% image. It's a dashboard.
We're not gonna find anything.
Give me a second.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't. What are we talking about?
No. Oh, the next one.
Oblivion release?
No. That's from.
Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe I can show something like this to show the visual style.
Yeah. Open like the image in a new browser tab. You now have to press this button. Oh yeah, I have a touchscreen. I forgot.
So this is work in progress. Like this is a character selection. Oh yeah, this is work in progress where you can see like some abilities, because every character has individual abilities. Then you have your selection. It's like, and then like 4 characters you can pick from. And then in game it would look something like.
You push this button.
Oh yeah, and in game it would look something like this. But then with better UI, because we were still deciding on
that's like,
what kind of.
Those are like the things as well. It's like this game has a lot of our weak points in it. UI. Look at Guild Architect, and then also just like content. That's kind of the the scope sounds like 12 months.
I'm going to shadow ban you if you don't rephrase that to 1 month and say it's a typo.
When he first pitched this to me and William both started laughing. They are Cinti models.
But yeah, it's very ambitious. But this is my. This is
why you guys are the couple.
Wait. This is my counter argument. A lot of you guys seem to love the idea, and this is the first game we have ever made, maybe apart from UPT, because that was pretty funny.
I think this is very biased. I think the people in this chat love everything we do, because
true.
You guys are the real homies.
Yeah, true. But my point was going to be, this is the first game, maybe UPT a bit, that I actually want to make.
Yeah, that's the only
And
reason
that's-
basically that I keep letting him do this, because this is like he's
Oh,
very,
1 to 2 months. That's a good point.
he's very driven
Yeah.
about this.
Because I think in like 1.5 weeks, I make the demo, and there was so much things in there already, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I had like a buff debuff system, the general game flow. You had a shop where you can see like the itemization part, and you can like you see your build pots and so on. Like a lot of cool things, but I mean the problem is now we have to make a lot of content.
Yeah. At least it's not a puzzle platform. We are never making a puzzle platformer. That's the one guarantee.
This is a type of game that needs hundreds of hours of content.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of depends on your pricing as well.
Even then, so it's giving Raid Shadow Legends. Thomas's original pitch was like Raid Shadow Legends and League of Legends together, and then just only taking the shop aspect.
But without but when you say shop aspect, I don't mean the in-game purchases. Just to be clear.
I think the problem, Raja, with scope is even if we limit the amount of items, because items is gonna be the bigger thing. It's less enemies, it's more items. And the problem is getting meaningful items.
We were going to say, I was talking about scope, 64 unique, what I call legendary items. So they all have their own effect.
Yeah, and then those items have like similar to League components that you can buy in advance as well, that give you like a
64 finished and then components to build into those. Because I wasn't talking about scope. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I don't think we have gameplay here. But basically,
I don't think you have it cloned yet.
Yeah, the problem lies with. I think we can make ourselves big again. The problem lies with that interaction, and I think that is a big risk for this game, of like making the items and then interacting and having like those effects, because you want to find that perfect balance of like there should be some broken builds, because those are fun.
But only in certain situations.
Yeah, but not every build should be a broken build or have like the 2% damage increase or whatever. And I think that is going to be something where I feel like you're going, like, this is just me voicing some. I know some people are going to comment to watch the VOD and it's like, oh my god, you should always support each other. And this is something where I feel like those first 2-3 months of development are going to go pretty fine. But then you're going to run into that wall of we need to make content, and then we're going to have to end up being like, yeah, this is not going to happen or something.
And that's also the main thing that William mentioned. That's why, for the first time ever, I think, we are basically deciding what is coming in the game in large scale, not everything, because you will tweak things.
Yeah.
But like, I have written out what every enemy will do in the game with their unique abilities and what effects they have, and what I want the enemy to be like. I haven't done it yet for bosses, because I first want to see how the general game flow is, because what is strong against one boss is something you also want to make weak against another boss. So what I hope to do, I don't know if we can achieve it, is if you have, for example, a broken build.
Yeah.
That broken build is good against some bosses, but very weak against others, and so on. So that, for example, if you...
there will be a revive mechanic.
Yeah,
that's going to be part of those items. Or like,
yeah, so there is one character who has a revive in her base kit, but what's really cool is some items can give you extra abilities. So that's already implemented, and it's basically you buy an item in the shop, and it gives you, for example, you can call it a scroll of revival, and you have it permanently in your inventory, and that means every 4 turns or 5 turns you can now revive someone, for example.
Will we get to see the design doc on Patreon? I think we can do that. That's actually a good idea for a Patreon video, maybe.
Yeah, I can maybe cover it and say what I do.
You do a full pitch. You do a shareholder's pitch. You did something similar for us, but now you know more.
Yeah.
Could be an interesting video to talk about like your rationale and things like that. Yeah, Mado, there's a pretty big chance. Patreon.com/BiteMeGames that will cover this more in depth there.
It's a good idea.
The thing also, Tiger Nick, you say, like, why not give it a solid 2 months, try hard and see where it gets you? I think that is kind of the thing now. One of the other reasons why I haven't like fully like bonked you and be like, no, back to the unicycle mines or whatever, is because we don't have much better ideas. Like game ideas, we're kind of not in a rut. We have some, but none are like amazing. And I can see the potential with this. If we get this working good, it could be a good game.
Yeah.
It's a risk we need to take. And if we didn't have William and me who were actually making games, and live streams like this, thank you, Planetary Processing. If you want to make an MMO, join their Discord, link down below, all of that.
Also, I'm saying this over the record, Planetary Processing. If you're watching this, don't listen. But one of the reasons that Planetary Processing said, hey, we want to work again, is because the first time we did a video, a lot of you guys actually showed interest in what they do. And that's what makes, it gives value to us as well, because we are giving them value.
Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, if you can, just hop in their Discord, give their service a try. It's free anyway.
Yeah.
Like, spend a weekend trying to make it and like see where it goes. Maybe you like how they handle things, and you can see where it goes. Like, just give it a shot. That's the thing I want to ask.
Yeah. How did we get here? Oh yeah, basically we are like, because we have our next game,
runway.
We have a bit of runway. It's like we can kind of take a little bit of that risk. If this was the only game we're working on, there was going to be no way I would find something smaller and whatever.
With your experience, you could probably make a prototype in a month, yes, but I don't want to make a prototype. I want to make a vertical slice immediately, because the prototype is there.
Yeah.
We have a prototype, but
Yeah.
like the core mechanics are there. The core game flow in large part is there. The biggest problem is, if you want to validate how fun it is, you need a lot of content. So that's why I mean a vertical slice, where I say, for example, I have 8 enemies, I have 3 bosses, whatever, and I play the first 5 stages.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You will unlock more characters. There will be like this idea of like an inn or something, like the in-between area where you can do like upgrades and whatever. You cannot play the prototype.
No, but like you said, the roguelite aspects are basically unlocking characters. At the start, you only have 8 characters out of 16. I haven't decided the amount yet. And you will also have certain artifacts or items, whatever you want to call them, locked. So we talked about 64 finished items. What we also want to do is, for example, if you are battling a fire boss, that boss, for example, gives you an item where it always applies a burn when the round starts, for example. So beating certain bosses also gives you rewards, beating the game gives you reward, and then some sort of cross progression.
Yeah, so me and William will keep making slop games in the meantime, whilst you work on the
actual game.
I don't know about that. Because we don't want to pull another Magical Girl Guardians, but like it's also like we do need to take some risks, I would guess, at some point.
Yeah, I think there are only so many good small scope ideas that you can come up with.
It's just the coming up. There's a lot of ideas, but
but it needs to be good.
We need to like as well.
Yeah, because if we didn't make UPT and we now had the idea, let's make UPT, we probably would do it again. But we don't want something that is basically a UPT clone. We don't want to make something that is what we think like not fit to what we want ourselves. So in general, like making like the video we made about, hey, make small games, making the small games is good, but coming up with good small scoped game ideas is actually the hardest part, in my opinion at least.
Vind niks fixen. Ik denk echt dat dat een dwaas idee is. Anyways, let's keep going.
So, I mean, from what I saw,
there's
some people
are
on board.
Interested in it.
Like, I think I haven't seen everyone say this is a stupid idea. I saw someone say that's a 12-month project.
That's what I'm saying as
but
well. That's what William is saying as well.
I also saw someone say 1 to 2 months. So on average, 6 months. I think we can take that risk.
Yeah.
Ish.
I think you could strip even more from Thomas's idea. But I think if we make it even smaller, like reducing total amount of players, reducing enemies, we lose what makes that game good, which is all of those synergies. If you want to have those turbo autist nerd stats of, this item has a 2% better win rate, because that's kind of the vision we have, you need to have enough items where you can have those differences still. Gameplay will be turn-based, right?
Yeah, but so how are turns defined? You have a speed stat. Speed that gives you turn meter, and when you have when you have the highest turn meter and over 100%, then you take a turn. So you can make builds. Like one of the characters, when they attack, is like always giving them some turn meter. Mm-hmm. If you then, for example, give an item that when your turn meter is increased, like when you increase turn meter, you heal or whatever. You can have like fun synergies where one effect leads to another, and then you can have like another character support, for example, when an ally is healed, do this effect, and you have like a lot of things combining, and that's what I want to go for, where it's like, do one thing, and if you think about it properly, a lot of things can trigger, and you can see like hopefully something satisfying where you basically cause a chain reaction.
Yeah. Also, I think Le Cake and Gabriel in chat made the perfect follow-up. So Le Cake was like, what about ideas don't matter, execution does. As long as you have a good main loop, you can't do whatever. And then like Gabriel suggests, oh, just make a job simulator like a supermarket simulator, kebab shop simulator, whatever. That's small. So that is the thing.
You can.
We would, our execution wouldn't be good. That's the main thing. Because we don't have a, like, it would be too forced. That's the main thing. We can't just force a unicycle. We tried with the wheelchair pizza time. We tried with Journey to the Peak, but it just didn't feel right. And if you're working on a game that from the get-go, basically, you're not really that interested in, and it's like, there are ideas that I had for like, I wanted to make like otaku store simulator, like, you know, like anime figurine store simulator, whatever. But it's like, art, one thing, and then second off, it's like, are we doing this because we want to make it, or because we just want to make money? And yeah, making money is nice, but only making it because of money is not going to lead to a good game, I think. Not with that focus and with that like persistence of, okay, we can make a good game fast.
Yeah, so that's, you said it in better words, where I meant like a good game idea is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because if you just make a copy, maybe you will sell, sure, but I don't want to make it.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of games that I don't want to make, because it's like, hey, you make a job simulator. I'm like, I really couldn't care anymore.
Yeah, that's the. I think I
make...
even talked about it with you at some point. I'm like, yeah, it could be a move, but it's like,
if you, I actually think if you make a game that you don't love, it will be worse, for sure. Because, and also if you make a game that you don't know the genre of, I also think it would work. Which is a great segue saying I played a lot of turn-based games, by the way, Marnix.
Yeah.
That's also a strong point, you know?
Yeah, he came to me and he's like, oh yeah, Marnix, I want to make a turn-based RPG for my next game. I love games like Yakuza and Metaphor Fantasia, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, Persona, I played Final Fantasy. He was like, bro.
Yeah.
Go wild, Thomas.
Unicycle store simulator, but it's like, we're making those games for the sake of making those games. We're not making those games because we feel like making it. Unicycle Pizza Time, we came up with the idea, we all loved it, and that love got turned into the game that we ended up with.
Yeah, and like, the most fun I've had developing a game at Bite Me Games was Unicycle Pizza Time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the game that I was most on board with, I think.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Forge Industry, I never wanted to make it.
It just kept on going.
Yeah, and that's one thing. And then Magical Girl Guardians, I was more on board with, but it was still not my idea.
Mm-hmm.
Then, I mean, My Virtual Friend we finished. So easy dub.
The thing with My Virtual Friend, it was a small enough game that we could just push through.
Yeah, it was like, it doesn't matter. Because like in the beginning, we went quick with my Virtual Friend, and at the end, I don't know if you noticed, but I was like already slacking because I really couldn't care any less anymore.
You were starting to think about the next shiny project already.
Yeah.
The thing is, even 6 months for us, that friendly dev, is kind of an unknown. We can't plan for 6 months in the future.
Unless all of you guys are now joining our Patreon right now.
Yeah, if like our Patreon was bigger, if we had more backlog, but right now, like, our studio in 6 months could look completely different to how it looks now. And then it gets hard to plan for those like long scoped, or like long scoped in our case is 6 months already of projects.
Yeah. And if you for a second don't want to like burst the bubble, I don't know if I can talk about this.
Talk about whatever you want, my dudes. Yeah. I'm happy to finally have you on stream again.
Yeah, you're leaving Belgium for a while. Ooh. Real world is hitting you in the face, because that means you have to pay rent.
Yeah.
You need to earn money then.
I need to earn money.
Marnix is getting paid out consistently, just like William. But if we don't release enough games, who says we can keep doing that?
Yeah, we've been kind of successful with it now, but it's still very close each month to make payroll.
Yeah, so if we don't make that, you are renting and you can't pay it. Yeah, we don't have a choice but to say, Marnix, you have to go get a job. Right? Like, this is very depressing all of a sudden.
I can start making a video, day in the life of a Japanese salaryman working at a black company. It's gonna be a banger. There's this amazing YouTube channel on YouTube Shorts of like salaryman working for a black company, where every day He just takes like a video of like his day. And it's like wake up at 6, takes the train for like 2 hours, and then it's like text overlay. My boss is horrible. He always yells at me, whatever. And then he comes home at like 10, and then goes to sleep. And it's like this is the alternate reality for me soon. So yeah. I've checked out your Steam page, and isn't the Overtime only kind of a point-and-click puzzle game? No, it's not.
I mean, if with that logic, a shooter game is a point-and-click game.
Yeah, because you point
Point your mouse at something,
and then you click to shoot them. Yeah.
But yeah, like that's then the downside is like if we take too big risks and we don't succeed on them, that means probably we have to close books. Like or not books, but at least means that one of you or both of you.
We need to start like not taking wages for a second again.
Yeah. And that's not something we want to do. It's something I don't want you guys to do.
Or we do more bet streams. Those were the most profitable live streams. You guys want to see my nipple?
Donate 100 and he will take his shirt off right now.
Right now.
That was not sarcasm. If you actually donate 100, will you take your shirt off?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Just donate 100.
Remember what my girlfriend told me. As long as I give her sushi, it's fine.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh. I think you'd succeed with a playway simulator. Yeah, but it's like that's the thing of like.
But then we are sellout studios or suck me games or whatever you want to call it.
It's just I don't know a good idea. If we have a good idea, I would probably prototype it myself because I can do that now. But I don't have one because that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of garbage simulator games already, and I want to make a good one still. Because that's the thing I talked about like a while ago. After Overtime and Only, we started seeing ourselves more as real developers, as in we make quality games. Unicycle Pizza Time at the end of the day.
That's what I said. It's a fun game.
It's a shitpost kind of still.
Yeah.
It has issues. It's not a premium. Yeah. Making game dev simulator, individual kicks. There is like literally an entire category on Steam for game dev simulators. We're not making yet another game dev simulator. Yeah. So yeah, suck me games maybe. We're not at that point yet. No. But make oil salesman simulator. Game dev YouTuber simulator. I can bet there's not one of those yet. And then it's like, when do you start making the courses? At 100 subs, 1,000, or 10,000, or 100,000? That's the only 4 options you have.
Yeah, we basically have to wait till 100,000 now. We have to do like at 50?
Yeah, maybe. That's why. Yeah. Special advantage to experience an audience. Yeah, but it's like, I don't think that many people want to play game dev YouTuber simulator. Suck Me Games would be an OnlyFans. I don't think it would be an OnlyFans. Unicycle, yeah, we've got that idea before. Problem then with those more specific playway style games is models. That is one thing that comes down to us for. Because there's a game on Steam like Body Pillow Store Simulator or something, but it's just AI generated art. And it's like, I don't want to do that either. I don't want to just generate 50 anime girl PNGs and put them on a pillow model and call it a day, because that is a suck me game anyway. So yeah. Do you remember Streamer Bait, the fishing game? I was thinking about but I couldn't make it because I couldn't get the art to look right. I tried to focus on the art when I want to start prototyping. I had a fishing game prototype that I wanted to make. It was gonna be a cozy fishing game inspired by a short hike. So yeah.
A short fish?
I don't know, a short fish because you want long fish. The long fish. A short hike and a long fish. When do you release the main game for your devlogs? Oh, I see, yeah, for the game. Yeah.
I don't get the question though.
It's like one of the choices as game dev YouTuber is like, are you actually going to release the game?
Yeah.
Or are we going to just eternally Gamer655, what are the plans for your next game? Go back
10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20.
We've been yapping here a while. Also, in regards to the MMO Deltim, it was earlier because right now, unfortunately, nobody's playing Rustrealm anymore. Server is still online. You can still join.
Have fun on your own.
Dutch paddling simulator. Ooh, something like schaatsen. What is schaatsen? Ice skating. Yeah. We remake the Zeventocht game. But then...
That sounds so fun. I can't wait. Jesus Christ.
But then we add like windmills that try to kill you or something. Like you have to go through like the windmill blades.
And there's cheese on the floor.
The problem is animating an ice skating game sounds like a pain as well. Ice skating could be a goofy visual though. You can have floaty controls because you're literally on ice. Can go pretty fast. Guys, give me some I feel like we're working on something. Brainstorm me, throw me some ideas. Ice skating simulator. Ice skating pizza time style game.
Yay.
No, we're not doing a gooding simulator. That's for suck me games.
Belgian fry shop simulator. You know, you said you can play the game. Someone started playing the game.
he spawned the bomb.
Oh, you're on your own. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, it's Elfsteden. Did I said 7, right? Did I say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Mini golf. Ice skating.
And he's gone again. He didn't like the game. Or he heard he was on his own. He's like, fuck
average MMO player. Like curling, ice fishing adventure. My game that I wanted to prototype was gonna have ice fishing.
Cool.
But I needed this for the game to work, and there is already a Zamboni horror game, believe it or not. I was surprised as well. Hockey pizza delivery, ice skating, boxing, golf.
You guys are just throwing words together.
These are like, this is like GPT-2 having to like string sentences together. Ice skating, boxing, golf. It's like, we're not doing educational games. That is, no. Whew. World ice skating. But it needs to be like streamer baits. Have you tried Cascadeur? Why have I heard of Cascadeur before? Choo Choo Charles ripoff with a Zamboni. Yeah. Oh, SNES games. Yeah, there's a game genre generator. Yeah, but it's a pretty bad one. Ice skating visual novel. Where are we getting the art? Escape the Steel Skate Simulator starring Thomas. We're gonna make a dumb ways to die game about you. Because you always, like every stream I start with like a dumb way that you died. Like eaten by seals, driven by Zamboni. Horror ice skating. How would that look?
Gloomy?
No, I mean like environment. Because when I think of ice skating, I think of ice skating rinks. Why can't I just leave the ice skating rink and take off my ice skates? Yeah. A game where you manage a guild. Did you see? I think it's. I don't know if it's still. There is a game like an actual game like Guild Architect, and they just made 13K on Kickstarter.
Oh. That's not that big, actually. No, let's swap again then, if you want to share things, no?
And it's just an article. I know where to find the article.
Oh, never mind.
They are the only ones that are like, even William approved. Like, yeah, this is a game. I'm gonna put it here. This is the actual Guild Architect. It's a very long Kickstarter. Here. Adventure Guild Inc. Oh. Maybe I should do this. This is the if you liked Guild Architect, the idea of Guild Architect, then this is probably going to be the game for you. But yeah, I think it's interesting.
It's already...
It's purely 2D, this one. But it has that exact same idea of managing...
Yeah, but then tackled differently, because one of the things that... I think it was William, or you, I don't know, I don't remember, was very adamant about is not too much UI.
Yeah,
this is only
you
UI.
have to do UI to the certain...
Yeah, but I mean, it's for example with the quest grading, like the actual stamping.
We want to do 3D world space stuff. I don't know how I feel about this. The goal was 6,000 euro. Should you do a Kickstarter? Like, he got more. Even then, 30. If you're a solo dev, it does help. This is a very, very long article. I'll just post it in chat because people probably want to know it. If you're interested in it. But like, you have to spend thousands on advertising and all of that. And it's just like, does Kickstarter make sense for this?
We can do a quick Kickstarter for my game.
We can't. Quick and Kickstarter is a lie. That doesn't exist.
I mean, we can start one.
But it's not gonna work.
No?
Kickstarters require a lot of time and effort and all of that.
Yeah, but you can put the time in now.
No.
In the meantime, I can develop.
No.
I think it's a good idea.
It's hockey where your phone is the puck. So it needs to be super slow then, I guess. Ice hockey, you normally like...
Yeah. If you want to make something like that, I would use like motion controls, and you have to use your actual phone. And it uses the gyro in there. Like something real stupid like that. Because for sure someone is going to try it and be like a streamer. It's going to be like, what the fuck is this?
You have to throw your phone.
Yeah, basically. Probably aside from streamers, no one will play it because you have to destroy your phone.
Horrible game. I didn't use art assets for Forges because we thought we could do things ourselves back then.
Yeah, Martix was our artist.
We have like a me and William, work in progress document of what we would do, but this is once again even more like, we talked about your scope, right? Being very long, like you say like a few months and we think about like a year. Me and William were planning Forge Capital, like the sequel to Forge Industry. And it's gonna be like, if you want to do it, if it's an automation game, it's gonna take a year. There's no way otherwise that we can make a good automation game if we don't spend that much time on it. So we're not starting that this year probably. We're just brainstorming about it, but we need to have fuck you money if we want to actually more consider doing that.
Yep.
And Supernatural, haunted ice skates. I feel like that's a lame thing to say. Oh, your shoes are haunted. You can now not take them off anymore.
UPT remastered.
UPT. What are we gonna do? 4K remaster?
UPT Game of the Year edition.
We make it in Unreal Engine with like all the bloom. Like your PC just explodes the moment you start it.
Like every Unreal game.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't keep the same code base because the code is very bad as well for like it would be a complete, it would just be the same idea,
reimagining, yeah.
But a complete reimagining.
Because also there were too many things. Like every building does the same in Forge Industry.
Yeah,
it's not.
The design was just bad.
Also, the route concept is good, but the execution is not great because I don't like the current route system.
Do you think there could be value in making a Pope simulator or a Conclave simulator and shipping it fast enough before the next Pope gets chosen to like ride that wave of publicity?
If you can release it within like a couple of days, yes.
Yeah, it would be a Pope simulator. What does a Pope do? I don't know.
Yeah, but
meet people and say like...
Okay, how about this?
Oh, God.
What if you make multiple games for certain world events? Like preparing them for them.
What do you mean?
So something that's going to be in the news for sure.
Oh,
so you can make like one for
like a
president impeachment simulator for if Trump would get impeached. And then
you already have Get Down, Mr. President. Do you know the game?
I've heard about it.
It's pretty famous.
But like certain games where it's like I don't know.
Pope Mobile card.
It's actually funny.
Conclave Battle Royale. Everyone is an 80-year-old geriatric guy. And you just have to, like, I don't know, chant verses until the other guy dies of a heart attack. I think the Christian society would not like our game.
Yeah, we really missed the chance. We should have prepared. Like
who's the next,
a month ago.
Who's the next world reader? We had the Queen die last year. We
Yeah,
had the
but-
Pope now.
Yeah, but the Queen's just the son and his son. The Pope is not his son.
Yeah, no,
That
but
gets replaced.
Yeah. Yeah, whoever wears the Pope hat the longest way is basically king of the hill.
Like, I think it's a great idea, but the problem is Steam requires you to have store page for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, because that's the biggest problem, right? Not the actual art and the game and all of that.
I actually think that's a big like I think you can make a shitpost of a game and it will get played because it's really relevant at the moment. Because it's such a good title for streamers. It's like the Pope died. I'm going to replace him or whatever.
Yeah. But it would be a suck me game, not a
Yeah,
fight.
it's definitely a suck me game because that's. What is that?
Oh, Ocean Gate is the one with the submarine, right? Submarine exploration. Oh, we should do if we want the Blue Origin simulator.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Fake moon landing simulator.
Mm.
Like you just have like these famous like,
but-
moon events, just flat Earth theory.
Yeah, but for example, Ocean Gate or now the Pop, like if you can't like.
If you predict those, you can make a lot of money.
I mean, if you can predict them, sure. Or if you like the moment you hear the news and you think like this is world news,
Start grinding.
like immediately put up a store page, like Photoshop some things together, and this is hack and bash again, and like 2 weeks later immediately release. I think it could work. I actually think it could work.
So you're gonna start prototyping Conclave Simulator?
No. So like 90% of my time will be reading the news from now on for Bite Me. Is this big enough to make a game?
What is a yeah?
I make a GDD for every article I read. How would I make this?
Auction Gate, yeah.
I mean, or we can make.
What? Tell me.
We can make a farming simulator game.
Oh, are you? Because we know now that they famously make a lot of money, right? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
Stardew
going?
Valley.
Yeah, yeah. 2D top-down farming simulator games.
Yeah, Stardew Valley is great.
Conclave Anomaly.
Like something like that could actually work.
Yeah. I guess the biggest issue there is gonna find the art, because I think a Vatican City like church is not an asset pack that is easily available. You could make a begging sim. It already exists. Bum Simulator. That's the thing. So many games exist at this point. It's crazy. We're not making a 2D platformer either. Yeah. You make games for standard calendar. The problem then is like Christmas games only sell on Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's like something, it would basically be a one and done shitpost meme game. And I think that is not a good sustainable thing. Farmhand Anomaly. So basically we're gonna rip off We Harvest Shadows, is what you're talking about, Tiger Nick.
What do you think, by the way? What is the game we worked on that had the biggest potential? Not if you think about it.
Oh, Forge Industry. Forge Industry.
Yeah, Forge Industry. Okay,
Forge
true.
Industry could have made us hundreds of thousands if it wasn't
Proper.
our first game.
Yeah, true. Okay, that's true. But aside from Forge Industry, because that's like 18 months of work.
Yeah, how many other games have we made then?
Or projects we worked on. That's what I said.
Probably some. The thing is also Guild Architect, and that's kind of another like evil CEO hat is now being put on. Your game can be sold for like 3 times the price of a unicycle pizza time, basically.
Yeah.
And just that number, the fact that we need to sell 1/3 the amount of copies.
Yeah,
it's harder to go from 1,000 sales to 3,000 sales. Like, you know, it's hard to get more people versus just pricing more expensive, generally.
Yeah, true. And the thing is then, if you want to look at the complete picture, you also have to take in mind that my game will take longer to develop. So you have to have
but
better.
It's probably not going to take 3 times as like longer. That Discover Belgium game with real tourist tickets. Nobody wants to come here. I don't want to be here.
He's from Belgium and he's leaving.
Yeah.
No, Belgium is actually great, but Marnix is not in love.
Yeah, Overtime Anomaly could have had hit success if we got like, you know, more lucky with the queso and the Markiplier and whatever. I think it could have been more. It could have been UPT level.
It could have been more.
It's not it couldn't be our biggest game. I think games like a Guild Architect, but that's assuming that we spent a year of development on it.
But I think even a Magical Girl Guardians, if it were actually released, should do better than an Overtime Anomaly.
Yeah, I think not now anymore. I think
okay, we might be over it.
We're over the wave now at this point of the survivor likes.
Yeah, but I'm also a horror game hater, so I'm very biased.
Yeah, that was one thing. Also, I'm planning a video about this kind of like asset flips, because I talked about this with William. Our next game is going to be an Anomaly game as well, that me and William are working on, because it's just an easy W. At what point is it like bad to just like get 4 different asset packs and then make like museum anomaly, hospital anomaly? Like, you know, just pump them out that way. Is that like a problem? Or are we just getting better? Because like I'm on observation duty, like their best game is number 7 at the end of the day. So it's like, if you keep improving every game, does it still count as an asset flip? Is it fine? Is it not fine? I don't know. So yeah. Yeah, games with base building and co-op can get quite some following, but that's the thing. Like, we're trying to stay away from multiplayer for a bit because just of the debugging that gets required with it as well. It's a bit of an issue. Oh, you're closing my WinRAR. How dare you?
And I was closing Rust Realm because I assume that's why your laptop is.
Oh, I think it's just because it's running and encoding and doing a lot of stuff.
Oh, makes sense as well.
Put Asmon in your game, but it's also like kind of, you're sucking up, and it's like, why can't we just make a good enough game to begin with? But those are the struggles of being an indie developer.
And otherwise, we just stop making games, create a SaaS portfolio or
Not anytime soon, I think. Courses.
Yeah, courses. That was what I was looking for.
Yeah, buy my course, guys. I don't have one.
But when we do, you should buy it.
Anomaly seems saturated. I don't know. I think the thing is because the games are so short, you're not competing with the 100-hour gameplay games. So I think that's the benefit.
Yeah, you say reskins would work. True.
But we need to keep doing.
I want something different. Yeah,
no, just even for if it's just for our own.
So the next Anomaly game is different to Overtime Anomaly for sure.
Yeah.
You can gamify a course. Yeah, you can.
He's back with the make educational games.
I mean, you can, but I'm not sure if I want to.
Base building async multiplayer, where players just share their builds. Oh, is that like basically the Tears of the Kingdom that you can now share QR codes for Switch 2 and then you get the entire building?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, lethal likes are like the new thing. Friend slop, friend farming. Have you heard of that term? Yeah, you've been out of the game loop for a while. The new meta is just making the co-op 1 to 4 co-op games like Lethal Company, Content Warning, Repo, and every month there's a new one. The Murky Divers people are making a new one where it's like set in IKEA. There's like backrooms ones as well. Next video, we ran out of ideas. We didn't run out of ideas. It's just making the determination of what is a good idea and worth it.
Yeah, or also we have a lot of ideas, but sometimes scope is just, it has to be realistic.
Yeah,
within a certain amount of time.
It's like I have other, like the prototype I made on the previous stream, I think I showed it, of like the realistic space combat. It's like, if I want to see that game to completion, it's going to once again take a year. Maybe not a year, but it's going to take a very long time to do.
Yeah, that's the problem with the most ideas is where you basically have, it's like a triangle, choose two, where it's like a fun game, small scope.
I don't see where this is going. I think you're stuck.
I'm stuck already, damn it. But my point was, you can't, it's really hard to find the perfect balance between like the size of your scope and how quickly you can implement this.
And then also just having interest from people.
And okay, that's a tree.
That's the
third one.
Yeah, because you can make a small game that is fun.
We made a triangle. We make a course about this theory from now.
But then it's just like, there's not going to be a demand for it because there's already going to be 15,000 Pong and Tetris clones at the end of the day.
Yep.
Whereas if you make something that has demand,
and small scope.
And small scope, it may not be fun because there's going to be a better game already, most likely, that does more.
Yeah, fun, scope, and profit, big two.
Yeah. So the triangle probably is gonna be kind of weird. Scope, fun, and viral. I think viral is the wrong term. I think virality is like it's like we make a D4 and there's like a third dimension. I think it's more of your bias also. We're gonna end up with a dodecahedron or something at this point. Pick 7 or something. Yeah. So yeah, getting ideas is easy, getting good ideas is hard. And then implementing those ideas is even more.
Yeah, getting good small ideas is really hard. That are actually fun.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Iran Erdogan, why wouldn't you wait like a month or so to get more wish lists and immediately releasing games as soon as completed? The thing for us is just, once again, TikTok. We have a runway that is limited. We can't just wait months on end.
How are you going to get wish lists in that month?
Yeah, that's the thing. If you don't have anything new, you can't just, like, once you've done the influencer outreach, you can't just, you can sit around and wait, but it's going to be like 10, like, wish lists are not something that is like linear growth. Wish lists always spikes. It's a spike because an influencer covered you, and then it goes back to near zero. And then it's a spike again because new influencer covered you, and then it goes back to near zero. And you can't send emails to content creators every week of like, hey, nothing changed, but please play my game.
Yeah, if you don't do anything for marketing, you will get wish lists, but not a lot. Like you will get very, very slow growth. So even if you wait that month, if that means you get, I'll be generous and I'll say 500 wish lists more. Is that going to make or break your game?
Yeah, no.
So that's why.
Because that's the thing is, we still haven't been paid for Overtime Anomaly. The game released a month ago.
Yeah. So I think what we do, at least at the moment, with the things
for
we have,
the reality of the studio.
Yeah, like in our situation, not in every situation. If you can, like, it's better to have your Steam page up early, but not too early, so you know it's like this is what the game is going to look like and whatever. And then sure you can collect wish lists, but if you have a short scope, I don't think it's worth it to wait an extra month and then release the game.
Yeah. Justin 6, why is the channel so oriented towards game devs if you want to make money with the games? Why not make more entertainment-oriented content targeting gamers? Because at that point...
Do we have a personality?
I think White Shirt Guy has a personality.
White Shirt Guy.
I think the problem is at that point, you're just becoming a content creator and you can skip the game development and you can just get the sponsorships from other games. If you look at the sponsors at even like mid-sized like game, like general variety and whatever, they're like not swim, like they get 2,000, like 100K sub gaming YouTube channel, right? It's like 2 to 5K for a 30-minute video. Those are crazy numbers. At that point, why even bother about my own games? Because you're never gonna have as much reach as trying your luck with 250 different streamers, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is Anomaly good streamer bait? I don't think it's streamer bait. It's maybe a little bit. It's like a C tier. A Unicycle Pizza Time or a Repo or whatever is more like an A or an S tier on the streamer bait scale. I think Anomaly and like horror games in general can help, but they're not perfect. They're gonna be easier streamer bait than like your game, but it's different audience as well. For your like deeper strategy game, we would reach out to different channels than we would for an Anomaly game. Worth to Buy, for example, is a YouTube channel. Overtime Anomaly does not fit on there. There's no point in reaching out, whereas your game would be a perfect fit on that. It's knowing your audience. That's also why just getting a list of like, these are 5,000 streamers to send emails to doesn't really help because you're just adding to the problem instead of just focusing on these are content creators that actually have a genuine chance of playing my game.
Yeah. You have to sharpen your spear, make sure it's nice and pointy before you poke the influencers.
Yeah, like every email I sent basically was personalized. And that helps, but yeah. If you need quick development, why not Pizza Time 2 and 3? Because we don't have ideas on how to make the game better.
Yeah, it would just be an extra level.
Yeah, and an extra level doesn't...
And then I also think how many people would actually buy it.
Yeah, it's
UPT was fresh and new, and now it's just
if we do a DLC, it's not, like if we want to do 2, it needs to be the concept of a pizza-like. But that's what I said, like a wheelchair one or something. We tried prototyping it just didn't go as well.
Something needs to be new about it, and if it's just a level, that's not enough.
Yeah, because I have like ideas, but they're just not good enough. Because like another idea was like a 0G, like construction game or whatever. Put a girl on the unicycle drifting. What? No. We can add Vroid support for Unicycle Pizza Time too. So all the VTubers...
I think at this point I'm just going to leave.
Hey, that was like the one community discussion we got for UPT.
I mean, we even considered it for like...
Did we?
For like half an hour.
I
looked up how
oh, you did?
Yeah, I looked like how hard is it to implement Vroid.
I think we know more about it now since we made my virtual friend know. Because that was also like we considered there, upload your own custom one. I think the answer was no.
Yeah.
What about a game that's targeted to streamers?
streamer bait?
But the goal is not to make a game only for streamers. The goal is to have a game that streamers want to cover so that normal people then want to play it. And that's where it gets harder. Drunk bicycle driver pizza time. No, then we should just skip the just drunk driving pizza time. You get like a Fiat 500 and you just get like, you can slam down as many. I guess that's my summer car, kinda. So yeah. Could a new level be a DLC? Yeah, but DLCs are never going to sell as much as a new game, for example. We had ideas for a DLC. Also, I lost the progress on the DLC. I reopened it again and my progress was gone.
Your level?
Yeah, I don't know where. I think I think it's on my old laptop and I didn't push it or something and it's been reset now.
Is Stellar Blade an adult-oriented game?
If you have like 5 million triangles for the butt cheeks, it's not a true suck me game. That's the thing. It's just a game where you know the line you're skirting. It's like what we had with Tokyo Game Show, where you have all the boot babes. They know their audience.
Mm.
The Pizza Planet drivers in Toy Story. I have not. Make a game that Thomas wants to play. At least you'll get a finished game. That's the whole conversation. We don't think so yet.
That's how we started here. I have an idea, but it's a big scope.
Yeah.
I do believe we can make it though.
Bite Me Game Simulator. It's just gonna be Bump Simulator.
Bite Me Game Simulator. And like no matter what you do, you just always never see the money increase, like the profit increase. Nothing happens.
You've got Needy Streamer Simulator with a bad ending then. Yeah. You haven't made a game where you bite things. Yeah. Shark fishing? Where are the sharks? These ideas are getting weird. Anyways, what do we do?
What do you mean?
You want to keep going?
I mean,
because you were looking at the time. Are you sick of chat already? You've done your 2 hours of yearly live streaming.
Bi-yearly.
When are you gonna stream again?
I'm hungry. That's actually why. Because I was like, what time is it? Because I haven't eaten yet.
Oh, you haven't eaten yet? Yeah, it's 8 p.m. here.
Yeah, because it's like 6, and I had to leave
I
at
ate
like
before.
Like no, I had to be here at like 5:30.
Yeah.
I had to leave like a bit before 5. Then I would have to eat like at 4:30. I was like,
yeah,
no.
Oh, we have a hungry bear here, chat. So when are you gonna stream again?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I know chat doesn't like me as much as they like you, and that's the biggest reason why I think you should stream.
I'm starting to like streaming, because also with the drop in video uploads, it's like
Yeah.
I'll just do an extra stream. I have some cool stream ideas.
The thing is, I also like streaming, but there's so much work that I want to do
Yeah.
for the games, and I'm like,
so you're saying that I don't work?
no, for the games, I think, because streaming is also work, I think, but like there's a big difference. I can't do a coding stream, for example, because I can't focus properly.
Yeah. Also, coding streams are like the worst performing ones.
Yeah,
That's what I realized if I want to do live streams, it shouldn't be about our own games. It should be about your guys' games. It would be something like that. So,
yeah. So that's like, and I do like the other streams, but there's so many things that need to be done.
You just look at Steam pages for 2 hours and say, this is bad. I
Yeah,
want to
true,
rephrase
true.
this.
But I have a full-time job.
Oh,
So no. No. Oh, let me finish.
tell me about how hard your life is. You get to start it. You know, I recorded. There is footage I recorded a month ago, a day in the life of me, and I stopped at 4 p.m. because I realized all I have done now is work. I woke up at 7, and
Yeah,
at 7:30 I was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna start my workday now."
My point is more, I have more limited time than you.
Yeah.
And I think my time is better spent on other things. While you do a massive amount of work. I think I've told you before that I think what you do is great.
I know.
But yeah,
Yeah.
If you work, for example, 10 hours a day, and you do 2 hours, then you only lose 20%. If I work 4 hours a day,
of like total available time for Bite Me.
for games, and if I have 4 hours a day, and I stream 2 hours, I lose 50%. Like relatively, I lose a lot more when I stream than you do.
Yeah.
Like if I could stream every day, but then I won't make
Then there won't be games. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And you don't want to just to program cheat codes to play copyright content in the background. I don't think so. No, because then we don't get monetized. Because the streams at the end of the day, we have to be honest, it's a way to make money. It's not a big amount of money.
I mean,
but I would be lying if I'm sad if I do a live stream and we get 0 donations at the end of it, and it's like a 3-hour live stream. Then it's like like other times we get streams like this where is he still in here? Raja is like, oh, let me 20 pounds. And that's like, okay, amazing. I've made more than we made working on Overtime Anomaly, because what was it, like $2.80 an hour or something? So yeah, the CEO of Bite Me Games telling his employees how difficult it is to be CEO. Yeah,
we're just in different situations, because like when you're in Belgium, your work-life ethic is also so much home.
There's no life.
Yeah,
it's just
no life. But like when he's in Japan, or his girlfriend was here for like a while ago,
yeah, then
he actually has life, and he also works less, and that's normal. I hope he does, because goddamn, otherwise,
it never stops.
Yeah, but like the thing is, if he's here on his own now, and if he's not with his girlfriend, yeah, what is he going to do? He can hang out with us, and then we go out and we talk about Bite Me anyway.
We didn't last time.
Yeah, true. But like in general, yeah, it's hard. It's hard, boys. It's fine.
Is gonna go live in -3 minutes. Is this right? Wow, only 6 people are waiting. Wow, we're mocking him. I've been noticing his live streams recently have been getting like our level of views, like a little bit more. But yeah. So we'll do more. We'll keep here. We'll stay here.
When the time is ripe, we'll show you my cool game. If we continue with it.
Discord is probably no.
Maybe we can even make a post-mortem of like why this is not working.
Patreon.
Yeah, at least on Patreon.
Patreon is gonna get everything, because like we'll probably do the
thing. I like the idea.
Yeah, and then finally you can make a video again.
Yeah, and maybe I don't know if you have time. Like we're now just making plans along the way, but before you leave, we can maybe do some recordings of duo videos as well.
Yeah, definitely. Hamichi, Mohammed, Anis, are you guys actually making MMO?
Why not just tell now? Oh yeah, sorry.
The MMO is a great tie-in. We played it at the earlier start, the first hour of the live stream. I think it was something like the first hour. Do we still have it open? Yeah, it was a showcase of this Planetary Processing. We kind of wanted to try it out. I mean, they did pay us money for it, we have to be honest, but it was a showcase of how the technology works. I think it works really good. That's also in the description of that. Like, if you want to make an MMO, I think it's pretty easy. I'm going to keep plugging them because they've been very nice to us. So if you could show them some love, it would mean a lot for us as well. And maybe Thomas can eat dinner at some point in his life.
I mean, you're the one getting paid. I'm not getting paid.
Yeah.
Why not just tell us now? Because we haven't done a post-mortem yet because we're still working on it.
The game is too early yet to kill
Oh
it.
man, I missed it. No worries, you can still play it. You will just probably be alone unless you can convince chat to join with you.
Yeah. How can you work 4 hours a day while doing a full-time job? You sleep 8 hours?
New 5 donation from Alessandra_0. Some money so the CEO can give his employees a cookie.
You could pull it off normally. What are you doing? You still have 2 hours for
it depends. It depends. Thank you for the dono. Some money so the CEO can give his employees a cookie.
The cookie is going to the CEO, but thank you very much, because he's the hungry bear.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
Aww.
Wait, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so it depends, because like for example, sometimes I do 4 hours, sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less. It really just depends.
Yeah.
Because it also, like, real life also gets in the way sometimes.
That is the unfortunate truth, isn't it? Like, you can have the best of intentions and then, bam, get wrecked. Something goes wrong. So.
Yeah. we all have a plan until everyone has a plan until they get hit in the face, right, Marnix?
And that's what I wanted to say earlier when you were talking about your great game idea. You're like, yeah, I wrote down all of my main mythical items, and I'm like, okay, now we just have to implement them.
For the items, I only wrote down 32 out of 64 because I wanted to see the game flow first.
Yeah, that's, I think, a good plan. Let's start buying Forged in 3. Don't do that. Buy other games. Forged in 3 is like...
And why would you do it with as means of donation? There are better ways where you have like less cut.
Yeah, also,
now you're just sponsoring Steam.
Gamer needs to pay for his sheep farm in New Zealand.
Like if you really want, I'll just give you a link. What is the lowest fee?
Yeah.
Like lowest processing fee. There you go.
Yeah. Other devs still make an MMO. Bite me. Make an MMO. It's pretty easy. No. Make a small game. And if you want to make a small MMO...
Hey, 2 people are playing, so you probably convinced someone to play with you.
Someone is playing. Here, look, you can see. Isn't this cool? Imagine how much time you would have to spend making this yourself. And now you can just do it in like 4 hours. Set it up yourself. Everything, yeah.
Less.
Do you think 3D games are more complicated to make than 2D games?
No.
No, they're easier. Way easier, I would say.
No. I also, like, depends from what perspective. Art-wise, I think 3D is easier. Coding-wise, 3D is like 1% harder because you have to like take an extra dimension into account. But
yeah. And John the Pumpkin, we covered this like 30 minutes ago. The big problem is that the game isn't good to begin with. So if we want to redo Forge Industry, just putting new essence into it is not going to solve the very, very big game design issues that the game has.
Yep.
Guys, I think we're gonna wrap up then because our CEO is Hungry Bears.
Or you can also just keep streaming, you know? I can just leave and you can keep going.
You can leave and it's just gonna be me here. I mean, that is technically an option.
Yeah, exactly. Your laptop is streaming, so your call.
Yeah.
Or you can, you know, go home, maybe play an ARAM with me later.
No.
This guy never wants to play games anymore with me.
Yeah.
Like the only game I played the League.
We're not gonna play it a month from now, right? Because I'm going to Japan, so that the ping is gonna be so high. You're going to have to work on the games instead. There's no other option.
Yeah.
He's like starting to cry. He's like, we're gonna have to shut down the company.
The good thing is,
there's good thing.
2 days ago, I sent it to William. Oblivion Remastered is out.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about that. Are you fucked as well?
I saw the live stream and when it was, I was like, this looks so dope. And I sent like a link to it. It was like, wait, is it? So like, when is it coming out? I was like, today. He was like, I know what I'm going to play tonight.
Are you logged in on Steam?
I haven't bought it.
No, I just want to see how many hours he has
on
Oblivion.
What? Me?
No,
William.
William, of course. We have to micromanage our employees, don't we?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure he played it.
Yeah. Because I know you bought every single version of Skyrim.
I really want to play this, but I'm like, if I play this, 80 minutes only.
Oh, 80 minutes, William.
You're responsible.
Good job.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, because I saw it and I was like, oh God, you're going to buy it or something.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, I also still want to play Metaphor Fantasio. I still haven't played it because I'm like, if I play a game like Oblivion or Metaphor, I'm not going to work for like weeks on end. Or
Why can't you just like small games? You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna play a short hike and then I'm set for like a month.
No, it's like the 80 hours experiences.
Okay. Gotta work, at least now. So let me fact check that quickly for you, William, because William is in chat.
Yeah, William, you did great. I'm very proud of you.
You did not push the overtime anomaly update. Speaking of, you got work to do. Please push it. Thank you.
This guy. Poor William. He's like silent all of a sudden, and now you throw him under the bus.
Yeah, I feel like Claire Obscure is like some other MMO, or not MMO, but like another game that came out. They are so unlucky because Oblivion just shadow dropped. It just was like, ta-da!
What do you think about the Sky Oblivion project?
I asked this to William yesterday. Sky Oblivion is still very different. Also, the Oblivion team gave all of the Sky Oblivion developers
the keys.
Yeah,
I know about that, but that still means a lot of interest, I think, is now gone.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably feel like, I have a better version.
Yeah, because it looks like it's a Bethesda game with good ratings and all of that. So, yeah.
So yeah, basically I want to...
So we just need to make $1 million, and then you can play all the games from your Goon Cave as long as you want. So
let me finish my game.
Yeah.
It'll earn millions, and then I'll retire.
And when is it going to be done?
2026.
I'm not going to...
Marty just crashes. No, 2025 for sure.
I would hope so.
I think 31st of August. That's the same release time as Unicycle Pizza time. So we have the same vibes.
It's so late. It's still...
It's 4 months, yeah.
William, how many games are we going to release before August 31st, you think? I just want to see what he says in chat.
I mean, it depends, because William told some IDs. I don't think they are small IDs either. Not all of them.
But
so, like,
we've had some discussions without the CEO. So, if you make 1 million from your next game, would you quit game dev?
No.
Well, I don't know. But there wouldn't be as much pressure anymore.
Yeah, then I would make more projects that I want to make.
Yeah.
Passion projects.
You don't have to worry anymore about like how much. Depends on how much anomaly flips you want to do. Just give me a number. Don't be...
Yeah, but like if you make another anomaly game, you can do it quick, but otherwise...
Yeah, we make 7 more before August.
Of course you can do that, but that's not a fair comparison.
Why not?
I think...
Why not? You could just make more Unicycle Pizza times.
But I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because I have standards. They might not be high standards, but still.
1 million between 4 people and Dex. I'll get rid of some of the people if that really becomes an issue. So yeah.
Is Thomas's ID bigger than Into the Breach?
Potentially. I don't think so. It's a game.
I know it.
Okay. 17.5. That would mean a game released every, like...
3 days? 4 days?
No, not that much. It's 4 months.
So yeah,
16 weeks. Every week.
Yeah, 120 days.
Basically, almost every week we release a game. That is some next level asset flipping. Thomas, I have standards. No, Thomas is not.
Also, that was Marnix's ID, by the way.
Yeah, but you were the main developer.
Yeah, I was thrown under the bus. Nah, I was like, Thomas made this game. It's his problem. He's the reason it failed.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Wait, I had to make it. I didn't choose.
Make a pile of shovelware, yeah. And you know, there's this guy who made a GDC talk about it. 7 years without a hit.
Anyway. But it's good. It's good GDC talk.
That's true. Yeah. But I think it's kind of old at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So basically, we do a GDC talk and do the new version.
Radashi Day. Oh, hey, I made it. That's going to be where we're going to wrap up the stream, unfortunately, because Thomas is indeed Hungry Bears. So thank you, everyone. I just want to say once more, we're going to leave the game online. The servers are going to be online because it's not our problem, and it's like hosted by Planetary Processing. If you want to like try it out, play around with it, Planetary Processing. I think it's really cool. I think it's really, you know, there's a difference between me doing a sponsor for a company and like, because I'm going to let you in a secret. There was another pretty big sponsor that approached us. Like we're talking about thousands of euros a few months ago. And we originally were planning on doing it. And I ended up just dropping it because the product they had, it was just not ready. It wasn't there. Planetary Processing, when I say that, hey, this is a cool product, it really genuinely is. So just check it out, say hi in the Discord or something. It helps us out as well. We can work on Thomas, his pipe dream ideas without him having to be Hungry Bears. So thank you for everyone who did come in, make a boba like. That's one for the inside voice. Thank you everyone who did come and try it out, even though there were definitely some performance issues, mostly due to him.
Yeah, but I think we still had 36 or so people live at some point.
Yeah.
Which is... What did you say? More than overtime anomaly? Which is kind of sad, but...
God damn. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys.